because I think I still have it on the other group, where we managed to take out a demigod last night. You guys are ready for something like that, right?
Mm.
I,
Yeah.
I hear yes. All right.
Yes. Yes.
I
I
don't think
bel
you should trust Trend's judgment on anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Trent, you guys don't have a Larry, so that's the main problem here.
We will soon. We must train the children to be Larry.
Ah.
I don't know who Larry is. I don't like the sound.
No. Here. I can do that easy. Just bring someone to my laboratory. I'll get the surgery tools.
No,
Have
no,
you guys heard
no.
of a
I
fancy?
don't think I will.
Have you guys heard of a fancy thing called a lobotomy? They used to use it on women.
Jesus, Trent, stop! You're digging a hole.
What? The only hole I'm digging is my grave. What the fuck do you mean?
He's been digging his grave for like 10 years now,
Yeah.
probably.
No, as
He
soon as I was
came,
born.
yeah, he came out of the womb with a shovel and determination.
And now that's all on stream.
Yes, it is.
Oh
I'm proud of it.
Great opener.
wait. Miguel has the better pun for this. He's been digging his trench.
I get it.
Do you? Do you?
And with that, we suddenly have server muted each of them. Welcome back, everybody. Since I've now taken away their speaking privileges for the time being, allow me to finally do the intro only 4 minutes into the session. God damn it. Last time we left off, the group managed to go and retreat back to a pirate's den, meeting Lord Admiral Hjonk of the Hjonkening, also known as Hjonkerson, the current leading pirate ruler. Oh god, now they're chatting and okay. After spending some time learning of the request of Hjonk and managing to explore the pirate cove for a few moments, or well, an entire episode, the party managed to adopt two new members to their group. One, a half tiefling, half genocide named Burr, with strange markings all up and down his body, as well as his sister, Galser. Kips, on the meantime, managed to go and earn some respect as a pirate, spending time. God damn it! I keep looking at the. I'm gonna minimize the Discord for a moment. Spending time curing the entire ship of both a mixture of scurvy as well as vampirism, the part that this pirate ship had gained while on the movement through the Nordic lands. This, of course, was Pirate Captain Ragnum's own personal crew, in which Kips actually ran into an old friend of his that he did not remember in the slightest because someone didn't ever give me a proper backstory. Thus, we continue on with the party having returned back to their ship, getting ready to tuck in for the night. The party had pretty much began to relax and rest, while Kips continued to spend the night working on curing things and overall studying the ship itself, while Ragnum returned to his own ship. The party was, however, warned by Ragnum not to leave their ship just in case of any bad situations popping up. And thus, we return as I unmute the idiots one at a time. Welcome back, idiots. Or rather,
Anyway, so that's how I ate 3 whole cheeseburgers in 10 seconds.
and thus that became Kip's entire backstory. Because that is still more than he has ever given me.
And will give you.
By the way, as a heads up, Astris, you are still on mute, just in case you didn't notice, or if you're choosing to be so. I don't think I personally muted. Okay. So yes, as the party has gathered back on the ship, Freya now has her new sword. Tikva has her 2 new children that she has adopted. As a sort of semi concubine said children. that I imagine Gaul is going to be so excited to see her bring back a 12 and 14-year-old,
If
wondering what the hell
Gaul
happened.
tries anything sexual with the children,
Uh,
I'll allow
not
Tikva to die.
not the way I was going.
For the what?
I was referring to the
Respect
fact that
concubines.
bastard children, but okay.
Oh,
Um,
No, they're not
wording.
bastardized. They're adopted.
it's
Mild
technically
difference.
treated as the same in most of the tiefling lands as far as it goes. Adoption is
Mild
I don't
technically
care. I'll
considered a
just change
bastard.
the laws. I'll just change the laws.
Casual changing of laws so adoption
Who's
isn't
gonna stop me? The
bastardization.
non-existent council, the
As
parliament that's not there.
as Astris goes into his room cooking up some fish that he spent his time catching during the rest of the party's time of relaxation, we come
And
back to Freya, Tikva, and Anton sitting on the ship. It is at this point come to morning. What would you like to do? Nothing happened in the night, surprisingly, for once.
I'm attuned to my sword now, correct?
You are, and you have
I'm
heard
gonna
no
give it
voices nor anything
a few.
else.
I'm gonna give it a few practice swings. Get used to its weight,
Okay. Go
and then I'm gonna
ahead
look at
and give me an athletics check.
and then I'm gonna want to look at the group and ask where the hell to get better armor and a shield. Let me pull up Freya's thing. There you are. For once, I made a fighter that didn't have proficiency. That's 23.
Not bad.
3D printed.
All right. So with a 23, you manage to get a good feel. You feel that the sword is kind of more weighted in the handle. You find that it's a little uneven, that the blade's a little thinner and lighter than you were expecting, given the size of it. And although it is designed as to come apart to form a sort of sword whip, for those who aren't familiar, look up Ivy from Soul Calibur. And if you're under the age of 18, don't look up that. Eh,
Instead,
I'll
just
do
search
both.
sword
Don't
whip.
stop us.
I have done my due diligence. Hush, both children. Um, as far as it goes, though, after a while, you get the hang of it to a certain point. Again, still no voices, no strangeness. It seems dead quiet.
I will also eventually go to talk to the only mage in the group that may know identify and ask him if he knows it.
I
Anton.
assume. Okay, I was gonna say. I think Tigma
I'm not
technically is
going to
a
Kips to
mage.
identify jack crap. He will just tell me if it's lemons or
You
not.
do
I know
realize
What?
this.
Tikva's also a
I,
mage.
I'm a mage and
Anton's a
Anton is a
mage.
wizard.
Asterisk is a ranger with magic, and Kips is a cleric. So when you say you're going to the mage, you're gonna have to be a bit more specific.
I'm going to the one that I'm going to the ultimate utility caster. How's that?
Okay, so Tikva, you see as Freya suddenly appears in front of you.
Uh, Tikva will look over at Freya and be like, "Good morning, Freya. I hope you slept well.
Morning.
Is there something
Maybe.
you needed?"
Would you have me able to use the spell identify?
I'm afraid that's not in my repertoire of spells. No.
It is
Well,
you
I don't
have
have
as
it prepared.
a ritual spell.
Wait, where? I
Yeah.
need to see it.
I, oh wait, no, sorry, I'm looking at Anton's character sheet. Oops.
Exactly.
Wrong
Yeah,
character
I
sheet.
have
Like
it.
If they
where?
go to the utility caster, I get sent to the goddamn sorcerer.
You know. If you're talking utility, I'm gonna be honest. One's built specifically for certain never mind.
Yeah.
I'm built to
Anyways,
do
also,
damage.
you know where I could get a shield and possibly, I know this is your people's armor, but armor? If not, then if
Well,
something's better, then at least a shield.
depends. Your simple armor? I haven't been to a blacksmith, but me and Anton, when you met up with us, we were at a magic item shop, and that's where I purchased this magical armor, and she'll uh, point and gesture to like her new armor. So if you're
Her
looking
new
for things a
breastplate.
bit, yeah. So if you're looking for things a bit more magical, I'd point you that way. Although it is very pricey if you're low on funds.
I'm gonna say I probably am, given the fact that, you know, You guys say I came back in the. Your friend came back in my body naked? As this situation was once explained to me? So, I'm guessing I don't have a coin purse anywhere.
That's probably fair. Again, I'm not even fully sure the magic behind what brought you here. But for simpler gear, I'm not sure where the blacksmith is at. Uh,
I'll check the ship for at least a shield, because that way I can better guard you
right.
all.
If not, we have time to go shopping before we head out. There's no rush.
I'm not overly worried about it, but definitely would probably be better to be a little bit sturdier. Especially
Of
since
course.
this blade is definitely a lot later than I expected it to be. Now, I'm gonna go talk to the wizard. That seems really buff for being a wizard.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a magic item. He's don't be fooled.
yeah,
You
He
can take
curses
much of
yeah.
the
towards
miles.
Anton. The
Is
buff
Anton right
wizard.
there? Is Anton just right there? That'd be even
Yeah,
funnier.
I probably heard
Looks
most
at
of
Yeah,
it.
also
Anton.
So I
Tickler
just
said that a little louder than normal.
Tikva's looking for more
Looks at Anton
concubines.
directly in the eyes. Fake buff
yeah,
wizard. Got it.
and Anton just puts his hand out and just say, "Yeah, I can identify it for you."
I offer to
Puts
him
his
gently
hand
and
out and bitch
gesture.
slaps Tikva.
The fake buff,
uh,
the buff wizard.
yeah, he'll just find like a crate or something to set it on and take his 10 minutes to identify it, and then just share all the details with Freya.
Okay, give me a moment. I need to pull up something real quick. I was not actually expecting you to identify this damn thing.
Do do I need to give him the
No,
sheet?
I have it. Why do you have a ring called Thunderstep? Oh, I remember.
Because Thunderstep
Yep.
couldn't link her item, so
Alright. So, what you learn about this weapon, simply put, and let me make sure I remember what the identify spell actually does off the top of my head, because I know I'm so familiar now with doing legendary lore. Thank you,
It's
you
in the
are
chat.
awesome. Okay. Alright. So it's a sword whip. You learn that it can be either a sword or it can be a whip. Let's see. I'm just reading through this. Okay.
Yeah, it usually doesn't. It'll identify, sometimes
Yep.
legendary, usually not curse and things like that. So
So you learn that this is a very old weapon. You aren't quite sure how old, as this isn't a legendary lore spell. However, you do learn that it comes with lightning bolt, cone of cold, both as one charge spells. That this item can switch between a sword or whip at will, even in its current form. You realize that its command word is spoken in Draconic and is up for the user to choose upon attuning to the item. You also realize that this item is imbued with some sort of spirit or personality, if you will, that is chaotic neutral. Outside of that, you don't learn much else.
if you don't speak Draconic, I can give you some words that may help.
I speak it very fluently.
Okay.
That was such a wholesome okay. Just want to say.
Thank
It
you.
was kind of a disappointed one because I was just gonna make up like bad words or something.
Don't you dare! I have a draconic translator I use. Thank you very much.
Chim Kim Numget.
No,
And like that, Kip suddenly was stabbed in the throat magically, and he was never able to speak again.
Wow,
no.
wonderful.
That he'll heal that. We gotta cut out the
Baby,
tonic.
No,
hey,
he needs verbal components for his spells.
hey baby, how you doing? I thought you
He,
He's got a
he just sounds like a
stoma.
rough smoker.
All right.
I can give you the time of your life.
All right, I'm gonna find it. Search the ship, I guess, for a shield and a sheath for Northrend.
All right. So you head off on your own, Freya, off the ship.
No, I'm searching the ship. I'm not leaving the
Oh,
ship. I'm not
okay.
crazy. I'll
All
get
right.
stabbed out there. I'll get ganked for my silver scales. I'm not dumb.
Actually, this might be the one place where you might not get stabbed because most of these pirates are richer than you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a investigation check to see what you get or see what you can find.
Oh, investigation. Wow, this dice likes me today. That's a 24.
Okay. So
My dice don't want me dead.
after searching the ship for about roughly an hour and a half, it takes you some time looking around, as there's a lot to look at on this ship. Um, you find a shield that's got a picture of a very angry-looking tiefling, and under it it reads the Gall Blocker.
I have to make the pun now. No one will have the gall to attack me when I'm holding this. I'll
Gall.
take it.
Okay. You gain a +1 shield called the Gall Blocker. Go ahead and add your +1 shield to your inventory.
I'm guessing it's a depiction of gall.
Nope. Also, Trent, are you not modded on my
Nope, you unmodded me or something sometime. I don't know
Oh,
why.
there you go. There you get your mod back. Oh yeah, because you kept
Okay.
trying to ban Cheston, I think. Anyways,
I'm joking about that. I wasn't actually gonna do it.
well now you are, so you're good
Sure.
now. All right, yeah. So you find a +1 shield, and you also find a small letter sitting in your cabin as you go to your personal cabin.
I will open it and look through it.
As you open it, is a simple drawing of a a red pearl necklace with a skull on it, and underneath it says, "Logolthus remembers."
Crumple it up, hide in the corner of my room,
Okay.
throwing it to the other corner.
It's a crumpled piece of paper. Give me an
In the
athletics
corner.
check to see how far you manage to get it across the room.
Yeah, yeet. That's a 24.
All right. With a
Dice.
proficient in a sport that does not yet exist, you manage to shoot it towards a wood bin where there's other trash, and it stays there, not
I'd like
moving.
to make this point at this time that I'm not proficient with athletics.
No, but your dice may be weighted. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Freya?
God, I'm switching dice because it's rolling too nice, and I hate that.
Hmm. Anything else you'd like to
Okay,
do,
yeah,
Freya?
this one wants to murder me. We're fine.
Freya.
None.
Okay.
Aside from that, no.
Okay, gotcha. All right, as you retire to your room and hide from a piece of paper in a trash bin. Going down the list, Anton, is there anything you would like to do while you're on the ship this morning?
Not while on the ship. He would like to, though, venture back to the magic shop.
Okay.
And assuming that Astris may need to go with, since he
All
didn't
right.
go before.
As you start to head there, you notice that the small, young, half genocide tiefling Burr seems to follow behind you, with fully armed with his stick of truth and his now very common-looking wizard robes.
Nice.
Astris, do you follow alongside Anton, or is there something you'd specifically like to do before you go with him?
No, I'll go with him.
Okay. All right, we'll come back to you two in a moment. Tikva,
Yes.
you watch as Anton and Astris begin heading off the ship. Oh, quick question, Astris, is your Drake going with you, or are you
Yeah, he's coming with me.
Okay, wanted to make sure. All right. Yeah. So Tikva, you watch as Astris, Anton, and the Drake start heading off the ship, into the direction of town. Is there anything you
And
would
you
like
said
to do?
Beer went with them?
Yes.
Okay. Is his sister still on board?
Yeah, she is passed out in what looks to be a pile of food.
Oh, she's sleeping then.
Yes, and snoring rather loudly. What you could equate it to a drunk dwarf, if you will.
Hmm. Good. Let me just check something. So the only one on the ship, no, not even Freya's on the ship, is she?
Freya
So,
is in her personal cabin currently and
oh,
is
okay.
cowering away
Yeah.
from a bucket of papers.
Fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
so you can come knock
Sadly,
on
I'm
the
not there
door.
to witness that. And then Kips was still off healing pirates.
Yes, he
Right.
is currently on Ragnum's ship. Last you heard.
I
He-
probably would have a
Then
like.
it's probably smart to make my way there to check on Kips. But before I do that, I'd like to wake up the sleeping member who's the only one currently on deck to watch the ship.
Okay. As you,
So yeah, I'll go over to Gelser to wake her up.
how are you planning to wake her up?
Okay. Let me think about this now. Now that you've said
You do
something.
notice she is now fully kitted out in armor.
Yep.
She's got her longbow on her back and two short swords at her side.
Tifa will like step up to within a 6 foot distance.
Hmm.
And just at first just like nudge her with her tail. She's not gonna touch her with her hands.
Okay.
And wait for a reaction. I think I've had experiences like this in the past where I know better than to just walk up and touch people now. But
That
uh
that came out wrong sounding, but I get your point.
well,
Mm,
yes.
kinky.
Shut up.
Give me an insight check, please.
Oh, she's gonna just be dead. Uh
Her throat was slit in the night.
the husky. 21.
You notice that she is pretending to be asleep at this point. She's fake snoring.
Yeah, I could tell because it sounds awful. Tikva
It sounds
will
like
she's just prodding her with her tail and she's like, "You could pretend to sleep all day, or if you'd like, you could make use of the ship to train and perhaps keep an eye out while I leave."
You see Galsair just keeping her eyes closed and continuing to act very poorly at snoring. Put a thumbs up.
Yep. So Tikva will just accept that with a bit of a sigh. She has like a drake or something nearby, right?
Yeah,
Or a
you see
dragonborn mate.
Suggs is lying kind of underneath her.
Suggs, that's a cute name. Tikva, you said there was food already nearby.
Oh yes, there's platters of
Yeah.
food all around her, half eaten and kind of thrown
Okay, then
about.
Tikva will like compile those half-eaten plates onto like one, and then she'll set the plate by the drake, to like here, please eat this mess. And then she'll look to Gelsera and be like, uh, I'd also appreciate it if you could clean up after you and your pet before we depart.
And you notice at this point that Galsair is actually sleeping now.
She'll
Average
look at
duty.
the. She, I I don't even know. Hang on. I don't even know what I don't think I have anything to communicate with her.
Are you gonna
Familiar,
try
do
and
I?
message her?
No, I was gonna try to talk to her companion, her animal companion, the
You know
the
what?
one who's
This
actually
works
awake,
out
but
better
I
than
don't think I
speaking
have
cat.
anything. So I guess I just look at the Drake, like, please keep a watch out. And I guess I'll go. I'm not too concerned, cause Ragnum promised the ship would be like not touched here, but also I don't fully trust a land full of pirates. So,
Okay. All right.
but yeah, I'll head towards the ship to go find Kips.
Okay. All right. Kips. As you spent the night ritual casting, I can't remember what off the top of my head, but you were casting something.
Yep, it basically will prevent them from the.
Getting sick.
Getting
That was it.
exposed.
No, no, not getting sick. It'll prevent them from turning undead, just in case. Just in case.
Gotcha. So as you spent the night ritual casting, your concentration thankfully was never broken. However, come morning, you notice a very interesting looking creature that you've never seen before, laying beside you and cuddled up next to your knee. This
Uh,
creature looks to be about 6 foot tall, which not very big compared to you. I believe, if I remember correctly, you're taller than that.
I believe so.
And oop, ignore that. I was clicking something. Why did that actually go there? So, and you notice that they have dark skin and seem to be wearing strange looking sunglasses on their face that are, instead of what you've seen before with like some of the dwarven races you've met who wear like full on like glasses with tinted glass on it just to avoid getting too much sun in their face. This one seems to be a little bit darker than the others, like almost pitch black to the point where you can't see through them. You also notice they're very dark skinned and their hair is almost the color of marble.
Hmm.
Of course, you can't see their eyes because they're currently closed.
So they're just cuddling up on my leg.
Yeah.
Inky.
I'm just gonna get up. I'm gonna ignore that. That's fine. They probably just thought I was some sort of very large stuffed animal. It's fine.
As
Don't worry.
you go to kind of get up, give me a dexterity check.
Dexterity saving throw?
Nope, dexterity check.
5.
Um. All right. As
Oh boy.
you
with
go
that
to get up and
mustache.
kind of slowly trying not to disturb the person, you notice their green eyes pop open almost immediately, and they're kind of winking up and kind of yawning at you as they are looking straight at you. You've never seen a creature like this before, but you do notice they're carrying like little vials on their hips with strange looking liquids, some that seem to move, one that seems that you recognize has a small fairy in it. And they seem to also have a strange metal thing around their neck that's like a piece, like, almost like an iron rod with a flat circular piece at the end of it.
Do I know anything about that?
You've never seen one of these before.
No
Long-
history, no religion check. Just never.
No, this is something you've never seen. You can guess this almost looks like a weather fork. I think that's what they're called. Basically, it looks similar to something someone would use to find where water is deep underground.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah, I was
Huh.
Rain stick, that's the term.
Yeah.
Except the fact that this one, it's a pronged iron piece that looks like it could plug into someone's ears, and then it's just one piece of metal going straight down onto a flat, circular piece of iron.
Interesting. Huh. If I do a medicine check, can you tell me more about their physicality? Like
Yeah.
their yeah. Give me more. Oh, I can roll. Well, that's a 17. That was a really bad roll.
That's a bad roll, guys. You've spent a lot of time now traveling with this group. You've seen many a different species and creatures. This creature seems to have either it seems to be either a very skinny human or a very dark elf. You're not exactly sure which, as you're not familiar with either race's anatomy to the fullest extent, but this creature seems to be very dainty for their size, well fed, as you notice their stomach seems to be at a normal rate of what you'd expect of a pirate, somewhat conclaved or caved in a little bit, but you assume that's just from living a life on the sea and a poor diet. Their bright green eyes seem to be uncharacteristic of someone with this dark of skin, as you're able to finally notice it under the sunglasses. You'd also guess they're probably about 120-ish pounds, and roughly age-wise, you'd probably get them at early 20s for a human.
Okay. Am I still on the? I'm just like out of the bed at this point, just looking at them, right?
You're not. You were never in a bed. You were just sitting on the bow of the ship.
Oh, okay. I was just sitting there, and then there's just a person. Okay. I'm just gonna squat down, and I'm just gonna look at them, and I'm just gonna just look them straight in the eyes and say, "What the fuck are you?"
Away with words he has.
Give me a charisma check, please.
All right.
The one with the way with the words.
That's a 7.
So you say it just as bluntly as you did, and it comes
Yeah.
out just as well. The person looks at you. You realize there's some sort of mortal being. He goes, "My name's Roan Eros, and I'm the doctor of this ship."
Oh, it's a doctor.
Yes, yeah. We had
Lovely.
a talk.
What?
You were kind of zoned out, speaking in weird, strange tongues, but I assumed it had to do with the magic circle that was popping up around you. Uh, I'm a drow from the Northlands.
Huh.
That's why you look so fucking weird.
Shut up! Don't give him ideas.
Yes, voice in my head. That does explain a lot.
And
I
Kips
say
realizes,
this out loud as I look towards my right.
uh,
Anyways,
Roan looks very scared and confused now.
The concern it
don't
rises.
worry. That look of concern. I know that very well. Nice to meet you. My name is Kips. I extend my hand in friendship, and I'm just gonna just smile at them, waiting for them to shake
All
my
four
hand.
of them.
Roan
All four of them now.
Roan reaches out his hand and grabs yours and pulls himself up and goes, "Yes, I know who you are. I was actually hoping to speak with you when you came to.
Well, what do you wish to speak of?
I've heard of your legendary medical experiences and your amazing ability to cure so many. I mean, he looks around. You even managed to cure the Goliath that was vampirizing, which I didn't even know Goliaths could turn into vampires.
I haven't worked much with Goliath. I'm surprised it worked, honestly. But yeah.
I was wondering if you'd be interested in maybe having an apprentice."
Of course, upon him saying that, I immediately open up my lab and I'm like, "Welcome in," and I'm like, "Let me give you the tour."
Okay.
His lab?
No, his lab. Just to
Hmm,
state,
kinky.
Roan has a 4 in charisma, so he's not any better with words than Kips.
Actually, I have a
What's his
15.
intelligence,
Actually, I have a
though?
15. I want to let you guys know I have a 15 in
Oh
charisma.
God. Roan just kind of follows you in and goes, as he walks in, seeing this very clean and sterile room. He is completely baffled by the fact all the gear you have, and starts like walking around, staring, smelling things, staring at the vast majority of buckets of lemons.
Please don't touch
Careful.
anything.
He begins
Careful
touching
with what you're looking
everything
at.
and poking things.
It might kill you.
He continues to poke things, but this time putting on a metal glove.
That
He's
works.
suicidal.
Anyways, for now
He
that'll
looks
work.
at you and goes, "Have you heard about that famous tabaxi doctor that was really good at experimenting on rats?"
We don't talk about him.
Wait,
Anyways,
you've met him?
yes, I
Yeah,
have.
he was a
Anyways,
former teacher of mine. I spent many years under him.
He's dead.
he's dead. Um,
Well, that sounds about right, given the fact the last time I saw him, he managed to blow up 2 brothels with a single rat.
I laugh at that.
Uh, but yes, and he looks at the hand that's the dead vampiric hand and goes, um, why do you have a human hand?
That was from a vampire.
Why does it have weird blue fur on it?
Why does it have weird blue fur on it,
This is
DM?
the same one that grabbed your nuts, if you recall.
Oh,
You got then
They were
beat to
blue.
death and put a light on at one point.
it got very handsy. We'll just say that.
Rowan kind of looks at you and
Put
goes,
the
oh.
light on it again?
It does actually on
Maybe his
occasion.
mouth or-
It is technically an
Malfoy did.
enchanted item now. It does actually have the light spell enchanted onto it, so it does on occasion light up.
Ignore that. That's fine. Don't worry about that.
You're welcome.
Rowan kind of looks. He goes, "Well, if you want," and he pulls out his book and he goes, "I've been studying the diseases of the Draconics or the Dragonborn. If you're interested, I've also been studying some of the more known diseases of the world. I imagine you're very experienced with them."
Of course I am. But however, if you could please write your just give me your notes. I'll be busy transcribing them onto my journal
Oh
later tonight.
yes, if you would be so kind, if you we can start looking at a few of the races around here. We might be able to find some test subjects to um, study the diseases around here.
That would be lovely. I'd very much appreciate that. However, I do have one question, a few questions for you before we begin.
Rowan looks at you and goes, "Yes, yes, of course. What can I do for you?"
All right, number one question. I just need to know if you're qualified. So tell me a little bit about your work with, medicine, of course. And
Job interview.
yeah, job interview. This is a job interview now. I'm just going to just stare at him straight in the eyes and smile. Tell me about yourself. No,
Rowan
Forgot
looks
my
at you and goes,
references.
well, I'm a cleric to the Spider Queen herself. I served in her chapel for a few years in my youth. However, I am not really big on death or sacrifice or killing people. So, that didn't really work out real well. Um,
What I'm hearing is you're a quitter.
I've learned the spells such as Cure Wounds, Healing Word, Analyze Blood, Hold Person. Silence has come in real handy when dealing with some of the draconic species that when you have to peel back their scales to get some of their diseases.
I'll keep note of that.
I spent my early youth also crusading against some of the hill dwarves that tried to invade the Drowlands. I find myself to be very experienced with a mace.
Lovely, lovely. Let's hope that you don't have to use that, however.
Well, I mean, on occasion, patients don't like to cooperate, so sometimes a little bit of unconsciousness helps.
I'm working on something for that. Don't worry. Anyways,
Well,
Anesthetics.
I have it in my back. I got something in my back pocket right now. I'm waiting to use it.
He goes,
Oh,
I
God.
spent a few years studying the Dwarven Society. There's a well-known disease there that's very interesting that I found. And he starts kind of opening his book and flipping through it. He goes, I believe it came during one of the Tilk Wars. Um, Let me see. And he continues flipping through his pages while the DM looks at for his diseases in this on this document because he can't. Oh yes. And he goes. Believe it's called by the champions of Pyrrhus as Chronicus Baldius, the being not being able to grow a beard. Apparently, I have found that it seems to be passed down from generation to generation, depending on the dwarven line, which is interesting because many of them believe it was a curse, which, dwarves and their insanity.
Well, yeah, I understand. Don't worry. I've met a few.
Yes,
You
and then
seem
I
you
spent some
certainly seem
time.
qualified though.
Well, I mean, I spent some time studying tieflings as well, although they were not nearly as cooperative as the dwarves. Although, to be fair, the dwarves were dead. Um,
Well, you should have plenty of tieflings to work on shortly.
oh, do you travel with tieflings?
Yes, 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 yes,
Interesting. I've been wanting
yes.
to study their nobles. I'm very curious to find out if the nobility has any different immunities to such as the disease of Hanruso. Uh,
You'll have to ask her about that. You'll have to ask her about that yourself. I'm
who
I'm
who
not
would her who would be her?
I'm the queen.
Yeah, okay. You travel the Queen, sure. Um, anything else you'd like to know?
Um, let's see. Do you know any metal workers like any metal workers that are currently traveling on the ship? I doubt they're actually doing any work right now. But
I am
do you know?
competent with Tinker's tools myself and land vehicles, but
Tinker's tools is useful. Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that actually
metal workers, you'd probably have to go and speak into the merchant district. Maybe you can find a cheap slave that would be able to. I hear dwarves, gnomes. Well, the gnomes might be very easy right now after the gnomish kingdoms were recently destroyed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that then. Lovely. Um. All right. Is there perhaps DM? Is there a bedroom within my lab?
Yeah. At this point, you have a single bedroom where you kind of you really rarely ever sleep in.
Well, you're more than welcome to reside in the bedroom. I've rarely used it. I should be back shortly, so yeah, I'll
Oh,
return.
do you mind if I? And he looks at your big glass room of mostly
Corpses.
bodies, yeah, of Nordic vampires, and goes,
Um,
"Do you mind if I take a look and take notes?"
I don't know if any of those are still alive, or not alive.
Uh,
Undead.
mm.
Still housing murderous intent.
Yeah,
I will be very careful as he takes out his mace and speaks a quick prayer, and it turns completely from this like bright silver color to almost complete pitch black. Then starts heading into the room with it.
All right.
Well, man
I'm gonna.
prepared.
I'll just leave a vaccine on the countertop
As
just
you
in
watch
case.
as he smacks one of the vampires that tries to jump up into the wall, and there's a big bruise in its head now. I've got it. I'm very good as a. Believe the study is called unconsciousness amongst us medical professionals.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
will make sure they feel no pain.
Wonderful. Just in case you need the vaccine though for yourself. There you go.
Oh no, we drow are immune to vampirism thanks to our mixing with the Spidian bloodlines. I'll tell you later about that. As
Oh,
you see him
lovely.
smack some poor little child vampire into a wall, smashing its head.
Well, I'll leave and I'll exit my lab and I'll close the door.
Okay. As you do, the last thing you hear is a thump, and things go
Lovely,
quiet.
lovely. Do I have any money?
No.
No, no. Oh, no, I do. I do. I have 705 gold. That should be enough to buy a slave, right?
Well, you at this point do see as Tikva is heading towards the ship you're on. You also see a very well built and very well what's it called armored changeling coming out of
I
one
was
of
gonna say well
the what
dressed.
looks to be the captain's quarters, and he looks to you and goes, "Ah, Kips, I see you have finished up your chores. I appreciate." And he hands you another 3,000 gold.
Money,
Only
money,
one.
money.
And goes,
3,000.
I apologize. This is all I had to my personal self. I can go and gather more if you'd prefer.
If you want, I would be willing to accept some other sort of trade. I
I
require.
apologize, Kips. I'm not
No, no, no,
attracted
no,
to you in
no.
that way.
I mean, I can put a paper bag over my head, but that wasn't what I was asking.
Your
Uh,
species isn't exactly to my taste, let's say.
He likes things more hella.
that's fair.
Careful, you don't want to end up in a fight with Tikva.
Anyway,
Someone's already made claims.
so I require someone with like either expertise in metalworking or glassworking. Do you perhaps have either a slave or just some sort of person that can come along with me?
Well, I would not be willing to part with any of my crew by force, but should you wish it, I can accompany you to the slave or the market district, and we can see if we can't work out a good deal amongst the merchants. Most of them will respect my requests at this point.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, yeah, that'd be great.
It's gonna get ganked at some
Uh,
point.
Tikva,
As you watch as Tikva just climbs up onto this ship, with the guards out, not even bothering to look at her way or get in her way at this point.
did you need something?
Oh, Kips. No, no, I was just dropping by to check in and make sure everything was going all right with your doctor duties. I assume he's been doing very good here. She looks over at Ragnum, like to confirm the quality of his work. She doesn't
Wow.
see any explosions, so she has high hopes.
Uh, Ragnum rolled poor. Ragnum kind of looks at you and goes, yes. He's managed to cure my entire crew.
Ah,
If,
that's great news, Kips. Good job.
It
Good to see
didn't
those vaccines
kill
coming in use then.
yes, yes, they're quite wonderful, if I do say so myself, as I just sort of stare off into the sky, just smiling. Anyways, what can I do
Uh,
for you?
uh, Does Kip seem all right, DM? By
Yeah.
looking at him. Okay,
Yeah, he seems
so he's
completely
normal.
normal. You also
Yeah.
noticed a few of the crew members seem to be like waving to Kips on occasion, which at this point Kips really doesn't seem to notice.
I just wave back without even looking at them, just like, hi there.
Yeah, and most of the crew seems happy about the situation. You do
Gravy
smell
trains.
lemon strongly in the amongst the group.
Yep. I remember the scurvy mentioned, so that's yeah. So Tiggle will just nod and be like, "Well, everyone was heading out shopping. I believe Freya and Kelser were on the ship, but that was about it. We're just getting last-minute preparations before we head out to the Sea Elf Kingdom. So I guess I was checking to see if you need anything, making sure you were prepared before we departed.
I'm actually going shopping myself as well, so I should
Wonderful.
be. I should be in the ship shortly. So no need
All
to
right.
worry.
How long will it take? I'm fine accompanying you. Everyone else has already sort of gone off.
Do I have a rough estimate, DM?
Nope, you have no idea. You haven't walked around this place at all.
I have
Hmm.
no fucking clue.
Ah.
Ye-
Well.
Give me a perception check, Tikva, as well as
Yeah.
Kips.
Okay. Yeah. This is great. This is great. Let me find my physical dice. I buried them somewhere. Ugh. All right. Is this the right
No.
one? I have to find the Tikva dice, the registered Tikva dice. All right, I found the Tikva dice. You said perception?
Yeah, both of you.
Okay. Roll good, roll good. Kips, how about you go first?
Perception.
Yeah.
Perception.
Yeah. Persephone? You know the
18.
one. Oh, good, I got 8.
Hey, that's 10 more than what you got. I can do that.
All right.
No, I
Yeah, with my
can't.
+6 modifier.
Give me a moment. I'm just
I
pulling
got
up
plus
something.
5.
I have
Oh,
one more perception modifier than you, but I roll bad.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Let me message you something quick, Kips.
terror. Terror.
Terror. Oh no. Great. What is it now?
Okay. Let me pull up my thing again. There we go. Ragnum just kind of begins to like kind of grab Kips and goes, yes, allow me to show you the way to the market. Are you going to be joining us, Tikva?
I mean, I don't really have any other duties to tend to right now, and I love seeing more of the place, sure. And DM, can I just insight Ragnar regarding specifically stuff relating to the note?
Sure.
I just wanna get a read on him. Yeah. Where's my okay. There's my
I'm just gonna start chuckling as he
Oh,
grabs.
19. There's the good roll. Oh my
No.
god.
That's basically Tikva
Shut
right
it.
now.
No.
As you kind of look him up and down, give me a second. Let's see. So you don't get a read on him at all. He seems as
Ah.
cool and calm as always.
Okay. Just wanted to, I don't know, get a vibe. I
Mm-hmm.
know Kips is just himself,
All right,
so I don't need to insight him.
Ragnum kind of
Yeah, no, I'm just normal Kips.
as Ragnum kind of just starts leading the way, his crew is about working on the ship. You notice they're starting to kind of bring on a bunch of barrels and buckets and boxes. As you guys start to head out, you eventually catch up with Asteris and Anton, who seem to have found themselves over in front of a dwarven shop with what looks to be a Duragar with a very short beard, and wearing bright silver armor, who is hammering away at a anvil on a sword currently.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
The man
Let's
looks.
do it.
The dwarf looks up at you guys and goes, you're looking for magical items. What can I do for you for? If you're looking for Capum, he's disposed of currently.
Was that the guy we bought stuff from yesterday?
Correct.
Mm. No, I'm not here to shop myself. I was simply here to meet up with my fellow allies, and she'll gesture to the other two.
Uh,
Ragnum
I
just kind
mean,
of grabs Kips and continues dragging him off in a different direction,
oh,
towards where he
okay.
sees more and more cages of people.
Oh, bye. I just wanted to say hi. Bye.
Tikva, are you gonna stick with Anton and Astris, or are you gonna follow them?
Do I see that they're heading towards the slave areas?
Yeah.
Where I
It's
was
pretty
yesterday?
clear where they're going.
Yeah, Tikva's not interested in seeing that stuff again, so she'll just she'll stick with the others.
Okay.
Oh, bye,
Has
lady.
shopping gone well, guys?
Just got here ourselves.
Yep.
Had an idea of something else to get and figured could show Asterix a way to the shops, see if he
Oh.
wanted anything or she wanted
Yeah,
anything.
as
Sorry, I keep
Asterisk,
saying
did
he.
you formally meet Beer and his sister? And Beer's there, I assume. So
Yep.
she'd
Actually,
look
you
over
don't
at
see
him.
Beer at this point. He is nowhere to be found.
Speaking of, where did he go?
None of you noticed that he was gone with your passive perceptions.
He
I noticed he left
the ship
with them.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Where is my son?
Yeah, hang on. I gotta look at my spells real quick. Oh, great.
Well, you
Yes.
do that, Tikva. The dwarf looks up at you, Astris, and goes, can I, I can't do the voice. Can I help you?
He's gonna whisper to Anton. I'm broke.
Well, good sir, I can hear you clearly. If I may ask, do you work with Ragnum?
Yes, we do.
Anything's on the house then. No questions asked.
Oh.
What could you use?
Well, something like a breastplate for like an upgraded breastplate would be cool.
I can have something to you by the morning. What kind, to what strength, what rarity are you looking for?
I guess.
If I may suggest, Tikva just got a very nice breastplate the other day. Was it a rare metal? Mizium, I think it was.
Yes.
Ooh.
I have some dwarven plate here as well, if you're interested. I have some just normal basic armor with a good stronger material than what you'd normally get. You realize it's an armor +2. And some shields, if that's your kind of thing.
What's Mizium?
A much tougher item than one would expect to get. You could use it for lots of things if you're interested. I do have some vulnerability armor that I have managed to make.
Wait, vulnerability armor?
Yes, it's much. It keeps you from taking any straight hits from any bludgeoning or pretty much any weapon that's non-magical.
I think the Mizium sounds pretty interesting.
All right, give me a moment.
Do you got anything to boost spells?
Now that might be harder. I've got Elven Chain. They're known for their magical abilities. I don't know if it'll help you. I have Mithril some Mithril half plate that I've managed to make. Do you have something in mind, young sir? I'm not. I apologize. I'm not familiar with your species.
I'm a man.
Ah. My apologies. We had a dragonborn by here earlier. A shiny thing, silver and intact. I couldn't tell if it was a woman or a man either.
Huh. Well,
He kind of laughs awkwardly, trying to break the awkwardness to his situation.
uh, there's like a type of like rod for people who make deals. I was wondering if you had something like that. Out of character, it's a rod of the backkeeper.
He goes, I have a rod. I have a tentacle rod. As he kind of looks through.
I like tentacles.
I have a rod of absorption. That's pretty much. Those are the only two items I had.
A rod of absorption.
Yeah, it's good at absorbing things. It's a warding item. Good for storing spells.
Ooh.
If you're interested, I will warn it gets stronger the more you use it. Strong piece of metal. It's yours if you're interested. Anybody who serves the future admiral is always welcome.
Yeah. That sounds
This
that
sounds like
sounds
we're really
helpful.
in a civil war. We need to be careful.
He just hands you it and goes, "Good." And he kind of shows you the mark at the bottom, and you see a giant G with an anvil behind it. And goes, "If anybody ever asks where you got it, just point to that. It's my
Okay.
blacksmith mark."
All right.
He nods. Anything else I can do for you two?
You mentioned
you do, like-
shields. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask if I have a glaive that I'm partial to. Can you like upgrade it?
I can customize it. I can make you something. I can. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking you make it hit better. +2.
No, I caught the hint. Um. Let me see.
I hand him over my glaive.
He takes a look at it and goes, "Yeah, I can have that to you in the morning. It'll take me the day. It's not exactly an easy a thing to do, but I should have some material around here. I might have to buy some stuff, and I should be able to upgrade it.
All right, thank you.
Of course. Would you? I mean, is there? Would you like it stronger than that? Is that as far as you'd like it to go?
I mean, as strong as you can make it, given the constraints of the time the time crunch we're in.
And there's no such thing as a time crunch on my end, but if you've only got the day, then yes, that shouldn't be a problem."
All right, thank you.
Freya should have gone out shopping.
That awkward moment. Anything else for you two that I can do for?
Well, I'm looking for what's usually a more rare item, but it seems you guys have great access to quite a few items. So also looking to either find a little bit better shield or maybe you're able to upgrade this one as far as possible as also.
He takes a look. He takes the shield from you, and looks it over, and goes, "Yeah, I can have this done at about the same time. I should have them both done to you by the morning. You okay with my apprentice working on it? He's just as skilled as I am. He's just hasn't been able to save for his own shop yet."
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, and that trident on your back there. You
Yes.
interested in parting with it by chance? Does something like that go for a lot of money?
Unfortunately, no. That is a family heirloom that I would like to keep.
Not a problem. Understood. I get that. Well, if you ever change your mind, just look me up. It's simple as finding
I will
anybody
keep
that
that in
has that
mind.
symbol.
Look 'em
And
up on
the other
Fable.
item I'm looking for is it's actually a bottle that stores a Freedy in it. The item is called a
Bottles.
Freedy bottle.
I should be able to get something for you. I won't be making it, but I can get a custom order put out and have that to you. Let's say by the morning, just in case there's any issues on the way.
Yeah, that would work.
All right. He kind of looks around and goes, "Anything else I can do for you, lot?"
No, I think that's all I needed.
"Yes, young lady. What can I do for
Would
you?"
you Be interested in perhaps purchasing an item off of me. I don't really have a good need for it. I'm looking to sell it.
Sure. What do you got?
She'll take off her ring of envy and slide it over for him to look over.
Hmm. That's not exactly an easy weapon or an easy item to price. That's a one of a kind. How much are you looking to get out of it? As he kind of pulls out a little piece of
Mm.
glass and stares at it more closely.
How much would I judge it to cost? Like, I'm not sure how if Tikva inherited that or purchased that because it was the item you
Nope,
let her
the
start
wedding
with.
ring.
It was that was an item she was given way back when.
Oh,
That
if
was an
it's a
item given
personal
to
thing,
her.
she wouldn't have.
That was an item given to her by Gaul, not her wedding ring. It was just an item he gave her because he didn't want
Oh
it.
yeah, just yeah. Would
Um,
I have a judgment? Would he have like informed her of any sort
no.
of price range? No. Do I have a good reference point for this?
This is a one of a kind item. That's about all you know.
One of a kind item. How much do one of a kind like items usually go in like the tiefling market? Like for something magic.
That could go for a lot. It really varies up to you. It's up to you trying to haggle it with him.
Hmm. Oh, and I don't know how to haggle out of character.
Yeah, I know how
Uh,
to haggle.
can I? Oh, okay. Let's see. So, one of a kind, one of a kind. I really wish I
Be
had
worth a couple
help.
thousand that.
Uh, I mean, I'm open to prices, but I'd assume at least a couple thousand, given it's a one of a kind item. I wouldn't expect less. My husband gave it to me. He told me it was a good price, but sadly, like I said, I can't really make good use of it anymore during my travels.
He kind of
I
takes
need
a
the
second and goes, married. I guess Ragnum's out of luck. Uh, let's see.
tieflings.
I'll
Never
give
mind.
you, let's say, mm, he starts flipping through a book with different pictures of different magic items and goes, closest thing I can find to it. Let's say 3,000 gold pieces.
3,000. 3,000. I can work with that.
Congrats, and he slides over 4,000 gold pieces and hot counting them.
All right, I take it, and I allow him to take the ring.
All right, he pockets the ring and goes,
I got 6,965. Hey, baby.
Yeah, good for you. I still don't have money.
uh,
Oh,
yeah,
Give him a copper piece.
man looks at you and goes, so, if I don't mind my asking, you lot are pretty close to Ragnum.
oh, we met him. He's been a kind guide. We spoke to uh was it General or Admiral Honk? Just because I have
Admiral.
poor memory. Admiral Honk gave us a mission on account of forming an alliance with you all here.
Hmm.
We're about to depart, but we're doing shopping, of course, to prepare.
Makes sense.
Be right
Well,
back.
if you want a chance to speak with him, I'd recommend doing it soon. He looks down at down at his feet and goes, and looks back up and goes, if my Sandal's correct, by tomorrow he'll probably be admiral. But who knows?
Is that so?
Yeah, that's how the rumors go.
Well,
Something
then,
about
say
I did want to speak to him, but
You
well,
say Ragnum will be admiral now.
yeah, that's what the rumor goes. It says I've been hearing he's trying to prove himself of value and plans to take down Hjonk on his own. Although to be fair, that boy you were traveling with don't much like Hjonk either, so we'll see who gets there first.
oh no, he did not. And Tigva like sighs heavily. Thank you for your information. Um, Anton Asterisk, did you guys have any more plans before heading towards the ship?
No, it's everything that I need for right now.
I'm good.
Would you mind helping me find this boy that seems to have wandered off?
Sure.
I would like to leave for one second.
Yeah.
Asterisk, I
do
know
that.
you're good tracking. I'm not sure if you'd be able to track him. He's interesting, being a half breed and all, but If we could find him quickly, would be preferred.
Yeah.
Alright.
Can I make like a survival check to look for
Yep.
footprints?
Go ahead.
Burn marks with this
Burn
fire
mark.
tail.
Let me just a moment. Okay. Now it should. Wait, no. I need to turn on my dice.
Been there. Typically, it makes them roll 20s when you turn them on. You're welcome for that, folks.
Wow. Would I be getting a help action from anyone?
That good, huh?
I can assist, if needed. I mean, Tikva, I don't
Oh.
know how, if she could like point out his race or maybe like potential.
Would
Draw
you?
a quick sketch.
Out of curiosity, Esther, would you roll?
The first roll was a 1. And then the second roll was a 3 plus 8, 11.
Okay.
Mm.
So after a few moments of following Astros along, we'll come back to you lot here in a second. Freya, you find yourself still in the room, cowering away from the piece of paper.
I'm gonna get up and leave the room now because I've probably been cowering for, I'm guessing, about an hour now.
Yeah. As you open the door, you see a very large dragon worm just sitting there staring at you as you walk out.
I'm guessing it's the black one
Yeah, it's a black worm.
that I saw basically when I got on the ship last night.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna pay any mind. Gonna try and find my way back to the magic shop.
All right.
That I went with Tikva at this point because I'm thinking I might be able to barter. I gotta get better armor though.
As you start to go walk off, you see the female tiefling kind of walking up behind you and kind of grabs you on the shoulder and goes, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Do what?
She points to what you notice as two very large Goliaths holding axes standing at the entrance of the cave, both of them wearing what looks to be a pair of crossbones with a bloody drag on them.
Oh
Goes,
god, there's gonna be a war in there, isn't there?
you see those two? They look to be watching out for something. I saw a few gnomes and two gnomes enter in there that look like twins, little naked bastards, nothing but pants on them. Walked in and heard a little bit of scuffling and some yelling, but nothing else. I'd be ready to stick around and wait just in case. If you can send message, I'd recommend it.
I cannot.
Well, then I guess we wait and we hope the queen don't end up dead.
Oh, great.
I doubt
Revolution.
she will. She is with that changeling.
I mean,
Oh no, that changeling's the reason for it. You guys are new here. I guess we didn't. Bird didn't tell you all. Yeah, that changeling's planning to kill Hjonk.
Good.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't seem
Well, he's got the hots
that
for your
pleasant.
queen, so something fierce. So I'd be a little worried about that more than anything. Man,
Frey
with
just shrugged. She's married, but tieflings are strange, so I don't know.
tell me about
But
it. They tried to marry me off to a or some dragonborn. Ugh, weirdest
at
thing.
least
His
you
name
weren't
is
an
the
undead
Bird.
plaything for a gnome.
You know, I'll be honest. That's a whole new level of dirt. I don't want to get into digging. Why don't you help me prep the ship as she starts moving crates onto the ship and grabbing stuff. If
Frey
you're
will
looking
just
for
start
something,
lifting things.
good. I appreciate it. So, and she yells at Suggs to start grabbing things. You just see Suggs lean over the boat, bite something, and pull it back up on.
In Draconic, Frey is gonna tell Suggs, "Good job."
Suggs nods, and Draconic whispers back, I'm the brains of the operation. Don't worry."
I see this. And Frey's gonna pull on as much as she can, as well as keep an eye out for anything that might be better armor than what she is wearing.
You notice Galsar is wearing +1 breastplate.
Jeez. No, I'm not
Yep.
stealing it off of her.
All right. We'll come back to you in a moment. Kips, as you're
Yes.
walking
Hello.
towards the slaver district, you see different monsters of all sorts. Some in cages, some not. You see a dead tiefling in bone armor that's just lying on the side of the little pathway. Ragnum just kind of moves it over with his shoe. continuing to point out different shops and stuff you're really not paying attention to at this point. And Ragnar goes, so about your queen there.
Yeah. What about her?
She's not like married or anything, right?
Nope, she totally is.
Uh, what's her husband like?
Uh, how can I describe him? He stuck a thumb up my ass once.
Ah, so he swings both ways. Got it.
I mean, what about you? I'm a
Ah,
giver.
my people may be well known for it, but I'll be honest. Just think of it this way. I'm thinking of future generations here. If the Pirate Cove became its own little kingdom, then we might be able to actually arrange for a decent setup with a changeling and whatever they mix with. Not common for changelings to actually mate outside of our own species. It's probably why there ain't much of us left.
That would make sense.
Kips, give me a perception check.
Yeah. That's a 10.
You notice he's changed his accent and the way he's speaking to you.
What was that all about?
He's not as cold and calculating as he is normally.
What was that all about, bud?
He looks at you and goes, "What do you mean? What do you mean?"
The accent. Your demeanor.
It's nothing to worry about. Just something slipping as he
Insight?
continues on. Insight? Go ahead and roll insight.
That's a 28.
All right.
The seer of all.
All right.
I have a good insight, by the way, guys.
Yeah, we
You
can tell.
catch that this man's not walking the same way. He's not talking the same way. This doesn't seem to be Ragnum by all accounts. In the little experience you've seen dealt
Is
with
there
him.
anything that I know about Ragnum that
Yeah, he carries a really a sword that's very powerfully and very strong of magic. It's a great sword called Black Razor.
I'm gonna look for his sword.
You don't see him wearing a sword. You just see him carrying a maul and a trident, and they're very basic weapons.
Interesting. I'm gonna play along a little bit. So, could you quickly could you take me on over to that slave shop that I'm looking for?
Yeah.
I'm still, yeah.
Yeah, of course, not a problem. And he continues walking. As you finally make it, you find what looks to be a kind of orcish-looking gentleman just sitting there, kind of playing with a gold coin, sitting at a desk. Behind him, there's a cage of tons and tons of different species. From gnomes, you see an Eric Cochran even in there. You see tritons, sea elves, normal elves. Take your pick. You're gonna find it in this hole. All of them are chained. All of them look miserable, and all of them look to be starving. And
Goodness.
Ragnum just kind of looks and he goes, "Oh, this should do. Yeah, And he kind of looks down at his hand for a second, the inside of his palm, and goes, "Oh yeah, gotta go take care of something if you don't mind."
All right. While he's doing that, I'm gonna say, yeah, sure, go. Of course. Actually, wait. Could you stay here for a moment while I work on this deal with
He kind of looks at the orc, gives
I'm
him
gonna
a
roll.
wink.
I'm gonna roll persuasion. I want to try and convince him to stay.
All right.
It's probably not gonna work, but that's an 11.
Yeah. He goes, "No, you'll be fine. I've already spoken with this orc to take care of you. I gotta go take care of something." He kind of turns, starts walking off.
I'm gonna cast sending, and I'm gonna tell Tikva.
Oh boy. Yeah, please do.
It's Ragnum, correct?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure how you put. Yeah. So Ragnum is I'm with an imposter Ragnum. I don't know where Ragnum is. Be on the lookout.
Among Us?
Among Us? Tikva,
I'm gonna say Among Us at the end.
does sending allow people to reply back? I forget the
Yeah.
spell's
Yeah.
description.
Yeah, it does.
Tikva will be like, alright, we are hearing news that he may be overthrowing the admiral. We're on our way. Keep an eye out for beer. And she'll cut it there, and she'll turn to the others, and like gesture them like subtly closer to like whisper and be like, Kip's just messaged me magically. He told me he's with what he believes to be an imposter Ragnum. No sign of beer, I don't believe, but something's going on here, and we all need to be on high alert.
And I
The
Sure.
can
changeling we met isn't the
message Regnum.
changeling.
Why the fuck do I need to look for beer?
The boy's missing,
Kip's
and he
never
wants
met.
the
Kips has
Admiral
never
dead.
met beer.
Your sending's already
Yeah,
over.
he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't met beer yet.
So
Yeah,
Kips
I
just thinks
just
you're
have-
talking about the drink. So
I don't even drink. What?
Kips
For
is very.
Freya, he needs to be medicated in one way or another.
I forgot. It's fine. Tikva's in a rush. I'm pretty sure sending has a word limit. So
It
it's
does,
fine.
and you
It
hit that
does,
word
it's-
limit. So
Yeah, so that's what I thought. So she'll look at them and be like, "All right, we really need to move. If you can message Ragnum, do so because he felt off this morning, but I didn't get a read on him. He was hard to read, but I don't like this."
Yeah, I will. Knows you. I just recognizes you as a sender. Okay, I will message or sending Regnum. It seems like someone may be impersonating you. I believe was with Kips heading towards the slave market.
Can I
uh,
get that message?
And then I'll also say,
Oh,
are
no.
you planning
the real
on
Ragnum's
making a
dead.
management change? Which should be just about it of my words.
all right. Give me a moment to look something up. Okay. So you get the response. I'm just reading something here. Okay. You get the response of, "That's my son.
Hmm.
Burr is safe. Hjonk problems." And then the message cuts. We'll come back to you guys. Kips,
Hello.
as you're sitting in front of this orc who's now paying attention to you, kind of looking at you funny, as he doesn't seem to have ever seen a furbolg before. As, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a slave, or maybe two.
Really? I would not have guessed.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Come
I'm
to a
not used to
slavers
seeing that
district
many.
and you buy
Yeah,
slaves. Shocker.
yeah. I'm not used to seeing so many people in cages. Um,
It's a normal occurrence. Would you like to join them? I'm more than happy to buy you for a bit.
I'm more than fine. Thanks, though.
Fair
I don't
enough.
need. Anyways, could you possibly? I'm looking for a slave with expertise in metalworking and or glassworking.
It might take me some time, but I should be able to find something for you. How long you plan on staying here for?
It's like a day, right, TM?
Yeah, that's what you had heard. You could overheard with your passive perception before you left the shop with that dwarf.
Yeah, about a day.
All right, I'll have something sent over to you.
All right, if possible, also, I could use any sort of like more intelligent, I suppose.
You want intelligence from a person who got caught and turned into a slave. I'll do my best.
Yeah, I'm not asking for like the for that for the metal worker or glass worker. I'm asking if you have any available as well. I might be interested in that. I don't know.
I
It depends
mean,
on what I can afford.
you're talking about intelligent slaves. I'll be honest, you get put
As
in a
I
cage.
said, if you have it available.
I mean, if you're willing to lower your standards of intelligent, then maybe.
We can talk about that.
How much gold you had to spend?
About 3,000.
That'll get you 3 slaves.
Yeah, Okay.
So you want a glass worker, a metal worker, and an intelligent person. All right, just set the
Of
gold
course.
down. I'll have them delivered to you by morning.
Yep. All right. Yeah. That'll be fine. Okay.
And if
Yeah,
you
I'll set the
change
gold
your
down.
mind, I have a cage for you anytime you'd like.
I'm good, buddy. Thanks. Oh, by the way, for the intelligent person, I really just want someone that's able to write. That's about it. Read and write. That's about it.
Got it. Noble. I'll see what I have.
All right. See ya.
All right. As you head off, the man takes your gold and begins working through the cages. You hear a couple of them getting punched and kicked, and one being asked if he can read or write, and then getting a pen shoved up his ass. And then that's all you see is that you walk off.
So lose 3,000.
Yeah.
All right.
Freya, come back to
Yes.
you. As you're standing on the ship, kind of loading it with Gelsar and Suggs, you see what looks to be a fully plated looking Goliath walking into the room where you see the other two Goliaths that are currently going into the cave. The same cave that you entered in earlier with the rest of the party when you went to go meet with Hjonk and the rest of the captains. They seem to have a massive black greatsword on their back and look to be genuinely angry just based on the stomping as you watch this person walking into
I'm
the.
gonna hide on the ship, and I'm gonna use something I haven't used yet. This will be fun. I'm gonna manifest Echo and use I do believe the Echo avatar. Let me check.
Mhm. Your Echo Knight.
I have. Yep. Manifest Echo. Echo avatar. Yep. I can get my Echo up to 1,000 feet away from me without it being destroyed.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna try and have it create it and then have it teleport behind them.
Oh, into the cave.
Yep.
How many hit points does your thing have?
Echo Knight, the avatars have 1 hit point, but they are immune to all conditions and have an AC of 19.
Okay, so as you watch.
And if it has to make a saving throw, it uses my stats.
Okay. As you watch, kind of hiding behind one of the larger crates, Gelsar's not really paying attention to you at this point. She's still loading, and Suggs is also doing the same. You watch as your Echo Knight kind of appears off to the side and in front, slightly in front of this giant Goliath. And as soon as you see, because at this point I'm assuming that you'd be able to see through its own eyes. As soon as
Yep.
it appears, watch as the Goliath doesn't even flinch. Oh. Doesn't even flinch and swings to hit it, missing, I assume.
Yeah, probably would.
What's its AC?
19. Let me
As it
check that.
misses hitting it, it chooses to succeed and does 14 points of damage.
Um,
And your Echo
or
Knight
can I
disappears.
use a
No.
reaction as it
Mhm.
does that?
Sure.
Because it technically gets to use my spells. Do I have anything interesting? Nope, can't do anything.
All right.
Okay, yep.
Your Echo
Echo
Knight
Knight.
vanishes, and the Goliath doesn't even turn to where you are. It just continues down the cave. Where after a few minutes, you watch as a white feather comes flying out of the room.
Mm.
And Gelsar just kind of looks at you hiding and goes, "Is there something wrong?"
Big sword, bad things.
Yeah, a lot of pirates around here. That's normal. She
Trying to get
continues.
was trying to get my Echo in there to try and see if I could find them and warn them.
Warn who?
Tikva and the rest.
They're not in that cave, and she points off to the distance, and you can now see Tikva and Anton and Astris, as well as the Drake, as well as Kips
Okay,
now,
then.
heading back towards your ship.
Wrong cave then. Alright, good to know.
She goes, "Yeah, that's where Hjonk is. Last we saw."
Well, then, good news. I could have spied him, but someone looked like they were going in there to cause a murder.
Well, it's Pirate Cove. I'm not surprised that someone's trying to murder someone. To be honest, it's probably fair. Have you seen Burr?
I don't know.
No? Oh, all right. Well, and she goes back to loading stuff as she
I'm
lifts
gonna
the
get back
final
to loading
crate.
too.
She grabs the final crate, and it's a giant thing of oranges, and goes, "Trust me, well, we'll need these." As she kind of
I
winks at
wouldn't be
you.
so sure with Kips and his lemons.
I don't trust furbolgs personally, but that's not because of their species. It's because they're just weird looking.
That's
You haven't gotten to have an extended conversation with Kips.
He seems smart. I just
No.
don't want to be an
At that
experiment.
statement, there's 1,000 yards stare, dead eye, out into the distance.
Kelso looks and goes, yeah, no, okay. And he goes back and finishes uploading and putting everything away down the bottom, kind of hiding now down there with Suggs, kind of quietly sitting there, waiting. Um, at this point, you see as Tikva, Anton, Asteris, and Kips are finally walking up towards the cave that you just lost your Echo Knight in, and see the two
I'm
large
gonna
Goliaths
send my
standing there.
Echo Knight out again because
How many times can you do that?
Manifest Echo can be done. Let me. It doesn't have a limit.
Oh, okay,
I'm
that's fine.
asking a limit.
I think that
Yep,
avatar
no
thing
limit. I
does,
can do it.
doesn't
An
it?
Echo Avatar just takes an action. So boom,
Yeah,
another
it's
one
an
out there that
action.
can talk.
Yep. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So
And I'm
as your
gonna
Echo
stop him
Knight
and be
suddenly
like,
appears in front of them, they just see a
Uh,
kind of somewhat see-through version of you.
it's gonna shake its head and point to the ship.
Freya?
It's gonna
Tickle,
shake
I guess,
its
look
head,
towards the
block
ship.
off the way, and point to the ship.
For our character, when we met up with Kips, did he like
Gibbs
go
didn't say
down
anything.
like
He just
explain the
followed you.
situation? No. Well, why are we heading towards the cave then?
Well, you're heading back towards the ship mostly.
Yeah. She'll like look confused at the echo and be like, if you can hear us, we're already heading there.
Nods.
What
The
happened?
Echo will walk with them back, and once
Okay.
it gets within 30 feet, it will just become a normal Echo then, and guard the entryway to the boat.
Okay.
While we were closer to the cave, did I by chance see Ragnum at all?
Yeah. Each of you give me a perception check, including Freya.
All right.
Okay.
Oh boy, oh boy. This situation is sus.
13. Okay. Asterisk.
See if I can beat Anton.
17. 26.
Ooh,
Nat
nat
20.
Freya and
Yeah.
Kips.
Woohoo!
Never in combat, baby.
Oh, what?
Perception check, Kips.
Oh, I'm great at these.
20. Okay.
There you go.
14.
There you go.
14.
You got an emoji.
You all managed to see, and looking into the cave, as it kind of turns at an angle, you see a couple feathers on the ground and some blood, and you see the two giant Goliaths who are kind of blocking the path further into the cave, and you can hear screeches and what sounds clashing of metal.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Do we assist?
I I don't think it wise to step
just
in
took out a
without
lot of
knowing what
money.
we're getting into. The thing is, if we
Kips.
help a revolution and Ragnum or his his son, whoever it is, fails, Hjonk will turn on us and surely kill us. Uh, and if Ragnum wanted our help, I assumed he would have asked us. He had ample time to at least ask me yesterday.
Kinky.
I do worry though, Gelser, I think your brother might be getting involved. Does he have a history with going into dangerous
Wait,
situations
what?
like
You
that?
guys are back on the ship?
As you guys, as everyone's walked onto the ship, yeah, at this point, um,
Yeah.
Okay.
Gelsard looks at you and goes, well, I mean, he's the one who got us captured. He was chasing down some slavers that, decided to take on our whole village and killed about 7 of them with his bare hands before he decided to finally use his magic. So, yeah, no, he's they think I'm the violent one for some reason.
Well,
Afraid
we were
gonna be
informed he might want Hjonk dead, so
No, he wouldn't
there's
want
that.
he has no reason. Oh, he does hate Herr Cochran. There was a small group of them on the southern island of the Tiefling Lands time that had managed to make good with some of our local chieftains, and one thing led to another, and eventually they decided to try and sell us to slavery, and so they're not real friendly to the flying folk.
Freya's gonna be standing with Northrend drawn at the edge of the boat with her Echo, just like watching the cave.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody is back on the boat now, right?
Yep, minus Burr. Also, Kips
Yeah,
now has
minus
a
Burr.
big keg of beer on his back.
You guys said you wanted beer.
Frey is going to
No,
just
we.
is gonna look at Suggs and just
What do you
nod.
mean no? You literally told me you wanted beer.
The boy
there's
beer,
alcohol,
not
Frey
the
There's
just
a
drink.
take the huge
there's a
gulp of
boy
it.
named Beer. What fucking
I thought you.
Freya
irresponsible
just
parent names their
Kips
child
bring beer.
Beer?
It's
Did Kips
infernal,
beer?
I assume. It's
As Freya grabs
BIR.
the giant keg and walks
that
away.
explains what kind of
No, Freya
irresponsible
grabbed the
parent
keg,
would name their
he had
child
water
Beer.
waiting.
Okay.
Got it.
I. Oh. Thanks anyway. I'm
Back
sure
at
we could
Kip,
still
you
make use
forgot
of
a
it,
mug.
Kips.
What'd you say,
Uh,
Kevin?
Looks back at Frey, takes the keg and looks at Kips. You forgot a mug. Sits it down, sits on it, waiting, staring at the entryway.
You see Suggs popping its rather large neck out of the bottom of the ship and just sets down a giant wooden mug and goes back into the bottom of the ship.
Pops it open, and Frey's gonna start
Long
drinking
neck dragon.
slowly.
Yep.
Long.
Asterisk, by the way, since you're a big fan of dragons, you recognize this is a black wyvern, which are extremely rare. You've never seen one before.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
up and say, I'm
I
gonna
don't think
go
he
up and say
mailed
hi.
Gelser.
It immediately starts cooing at you and starts rubbing its face against you, and you see this rather bulky-looking female tiefling that you recognize as Gelser from when Tikva addressed her, and go, "I've never seen Suggs take to anybody. Interesting."
I really like animals, especially the scaly ones. And he's gonna.
Scaly.
He's the smart one. He's the brains of the two.
Say it. Go ahead, Freya.
Draconic. He's the brains of the two. He says.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is.
Asterisk just doesn't realize what Freya's implying. And Gelsar goes, "Well, if you want to spend time with him, he can tell you about a story. I managed to save him from a giant hawk before they picked him up and tried to eat him when he was tiny."
Then
Wow.
stabbed him brutally.
Yeah, I'll have to ask you about that at some point.
She nods and kind of pats Asterisk on the back and goes back to moving crates down below. All right. Yes, Tikva?
I just had a quick question. Because we're not really doing anything. Tikva would just be like contemplating something. When I recall being like brought back to the ship by Ragnum, when he slipped the note in my pocket and left, do I recall him having a sword?
Yeah.
Having
Oh, you
a
remember
weird
seeing that
voice?
giant black sword. It was pretty clear to see.
Okay. But it wasn't the one I saw this morning.
No. That person
Okay,
didn't have a
so-
sword on them.
All right. So Kips, when you were talking to that fake Ragnum, supposedly his son, what was he saying? Did he ask you anything? I'm
He asked
confused
me.
by this. I'm trying to.
He asked me if you were single.
Tikva like will blink at that and be like, his son asked if I was single.
Yes, he did.
That's Did he look older? How old is the son? Does that matter and change it?
Freya's gonna look back at Tikva. Yeah, Ragnum has a
Also,
thing
he
for
thinks
you.
your husband is bisexual
No.
now.
Yeah, no. Gall is sexual. Skull would be sexual with most anything. No, Freya, I'm aware. I'm very aware of Ragnum's affections. It's been clear. The thing I'm confused of is his son's
If his
asking.
son was disguised as Ragnum, maybe he was trying to play wingman.
That I guess that could be the case. If Ragnum's playing an assassination, perhaps his son was just posing as a
The
decoy.
tieflings and the pirates, aren't you becoming ambitious?
Sugnum.
All right.
Right.
Okay, so after about an hour of you guys contemplating some things and Anton finishing up his spell, um, Aster is spending time with the new dragon aboard, who seems to have taken on a liking to Aster's own Drake. Um,
Play fighting.
yeah, basically the two seem to have gotten along and bonded pretty quickly. Um, you hear some shouting, some yelling, and you watch as this gray-skinned, roughly 5 foot tall male comes walking out holding the head of a giant goose in one hand and carrying what looks to be a very bloodied um, tiefling in the other. And he walks for a moment. You see a bunch of other pirate crews seem to come over and start yelling and such like that as he starts tossing gold out to them. And as the kind of group ties down, he kind of starts to walk towards your guys' ship, taking a
Freya
moment.
is gonna keep an eye on them.
Okay.
Echo at the ready. Lightning bolt at ready from sword.
Okay.
You
Very,
notice
very
this
watching.
man is pretty much almost completely naked, minus his some leather trousers that he is wearing right now. He is scarred. He is bruised. His giant
Freya
sword
would
is
also look back at
huge.
Tix and say, "Come identify this. Is this your next
His
boyfriend?"
giant sword, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, in everybody's head, you hear "Stand down for now, but be ready," because most of the spell's
Very
probably
Freya
just
doesn't
about out.
sheathe
It lasts for an hour.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Anton. No worries.
Freya doesn't sheathe Northrend and stops drinking.
Okay. As you guys are all kind of standing down,
Mm.
Ragnum looks up at the ship and goes, "Permission to come aboard, Captain."
Who's the
Do we have-
technical captain? Would I just count as the
That's
queen?
you. That's
Yeah,
you.
I
Yeah.
think
were the
you would
high
be. Yeah.
Permission
here.
to come on board granted. Who is that? Is that Beer? She's like looking over the edge towards the injured tiefling.
Give me a perception check.
Oh boy, perception check. Time to get another nat 20. Watch, watch,
There you
what?
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
Should-
it is beer. He is
Oof.
bloodied. He looks
uh,
he's covered. He's soaked in blood, in fact, from what you can tell.
Kips, please, can you come heal him?
I'll
Ragnum
get you
kind of
guys.
sets the goose head down and goes, "Don't worry, that's not his blood."
Well,
You think
I
you guys
see
can heal
that what? How did Anton put it? Management change has been completed.
Yeah,
Can I have the body?
well, the body's. He kind of points towards the cave and goes, "Yeah, fair fee, and any gold you can carry, it's yours."
Freya's
Okay.
gonna jump down and run in there.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll let them loose.
Alright,
As
I'm gonna ask if anybody wants to help me grab the body, and I'm just gonna and can you also put the head
Freya's
like
already
around?
dashing ahead of you.
Okay,
I'll help you carry the body.
I'm gonna
You help me.
open my lab, and I'm gonna call my new assistant and say,
Roan
hey,
comes
No,
out.
no. If Tikva sees you start bringing beer into the lab,
Roan comes
she's
out,
gonna come
grabs the
with.
head, puts it in a bottle, or a bottle with some fizzy water, and walks back in, just not even paying attention to anybody else.
And Anton will head to the cave
my
and
my
help
my my
grab the
assist,
body.
Mm.
my assistant isn't beer. What?
No,
No, I thought you said you were taking
Roan.
beer's body into the lab.
No,
No.
he wants the
Oh,
head
okay.
and the.
No.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
take
summoning.
Yonk's head.
I'm opening my lab, and I'm telling my assistant to grab the head, and I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought you were trying to make beer your test subject, and I was like, I paid like 1,000 gold for it.
Not slavery, but totally slavery. Yeah, no worries. As
Yeah,
Anton Kips.
Anton's letting Tikva have some time.
Okay.
Ah,
As Anton, Kips,
Great.
and Freya start running towards the horde, Gelsar kind of goes and grabs beer. Who, as you start to notice, as she puts water on him, completely the blood soaks off. He's fine,
Okay.
unconscious
Just
but
passed
fine.
out.
Yep. Astris, are you
Too
gonna
much for a kid to
follow
handle.
Anton, Kips, and Freya into the horde of gold and treasures?
Yeah, I mean,
Item.
sounds pretty cool.
All right, as you follow them in, we'll come to you guys in a moment. Tikva, you just see Ragnum's kind of standing there. He looks like he's been cut up pretty good. He's got scars all across his face. He's got a giant X on his chest that's opened up again. It looks like it was torn pretty bad. Looks like a claw mark went through his arm.
We
One of
left
his.
you alone to seduce him.
And he goes,
Great.
you know, I'll be honest. I didn't expect a goose to do that much damage.
Well, considering we had a run-in with Goose, and apparently my army is weaponizing dire geese. I know very well they pose more of a threat than they seem. Goose, they may not be built like a bear, but the rage they hold could tear the world apart. I fear a Tarrasque-sized one could end more universes than a real Tarrasque. Please, allow me to heal you. And she steps forward, to reach a hand out. I guess on his like forearm, and I'll cure wounds.
All
Take
right.
it.
He nods and goes, "Yeah, yeah. I heard about a mercenary company off in the Draconic Lands who got wiped out by a group of dire geese. Apparently, something about someone trying to shove
Hmm.
an axe in its ass.
Huh.
The stories you
I've not
hear.
heard of that. Yes. I mean, if they were doing stuff like that, I can't say that their death was unwarranted. You don't poke a sleeping goose with an axe,
Yeah,
I
very
guess.
true. My son treat you a lot well. He was stepping in for me while I took care of a few things.
Yes. I was a bit alarmed at the demeanor change. I admit I was eyeing him perhaps a bit warily, not sure if he noticed, but after having the situation explained, yes, he was very kind. Asked a few interesting questions to my compatriots, but
Hmm.
other than that,
He did mention he had a thing for the silver dragonborn, but yeah, wasn't listening
hmm,
much to be honest. Uh, to be
didn't hear
honest,
that bit.
that woman seems like not exactly the type that's looking for anything. She looks more scared of the
No,
world in general.
she's well, I've only really just had her join our party after some magical mishaps. I believe I told you a bit about, but yeah, she's recovering from a lot of stuff. I fear for your son. She probably won't be interested right now, if ever. She needs time.
Not surprised. The boy's always had a weird thing. He also mentioned something about someone sticking a thumb in his ass. Can you explain that to? I'm very confused on what your friend Kips mentioned.
He was discussing my husband Gall
Oh.
as input. Uh, it was sort of an arrangement type. He means well, and he's very powerful. By no means doubt him, and his battle strategy is exemplary. But his social skills and some of his reasoning skills are a bit lacking. He's kind of weird infatuation with thumbs. I think perhaps childhood trauma. I've read childhood trauma often leads to weird infatuations with objects. Normally, nothing special, and that could perhaps be a case, but I'm no medical expert.
He kind of gives
Uh,
a sly smile and goes,
Did I hear medical expert?
I hear
no.
death can do that to you too, especially by rockworm. It can cause a lot of
You
issues.
heard.
It pays to be informed. If I hadn't been, that Hjonk would have probably cut me down and pretty easily as he was already planning it. And to be fair, your friends are only going to find gold. They ain't going to find many magic items left in there. Hjonk kind of had it linked to something of his own. Magic items disappeared as soon as he died, but there's a gold hoard they're welcome to. I don't need it personally.
They.
Yes.
Mm, mm,
Uh,
Yes.
but I
Need money.
do appreciate. By the way, you mentioned you're married. What? Hey, he's powerful. I may know his. May be familiar with him. What's his name?
Gall. Do I know his
Oh,
last name?
no, Gaul's never told you his last name. You
No.
just know he's the bastard son of the former king or former
Yeah,
emperor.
he's a son of the former emperor of
No,
the Tiefling lands.
you see Ragnum go pale white and goes, "No, I know your husband."
Mm.
My apologies as
It's
he kind of pushes your hand away and
no,
kind of starts to back up a
no.
little bit.
Uh, please, you seem pale. There's really
It's
no need.
it's okay. Trust me. And he starts to back off the ship real slow.
I
Where
I
you
would
going, big
love
boy?
any information you have. Please, by all means, you just slayed Hyonk. It'd be rude of me to have you leave the ship so soon. I of course could make accommodations. She's just like casually walking after him, like just walking down the plank, like arms behind her back. She's like, but she's very clearly intent on getting information out of him.
I don't want really anything to do with that demon slayer. I'm very much
Hmm.
good. I appreciate it. We can speak once I'm and he starts to speed up, backing up. We'll speak later. Oh,
All right, all right. Disappointing to cut the conversation short, but I'm not one to make people talk, I
yeah.
guess.
Your husband. I take it you're not familiar with him, are you? And who he
Like
was?
I said, you seem to know I was dead, and by the time I was revived, my cousin was off doing things, and my grandfather, what I thought was a grandfather, it's complicated.
He reaches into a
A
bag.
situation needed to be formed. We needed someone in the family to have reliable ties to the throne. Like I said, me and
Grandma.
Gaul's marriage was sort of arranged,
He
and
pull.
I
You see him
don't
pull
know
out a
much
piece of
about him.
paper, and he goes, "All right, you see this?" And he holds up a blind poster. It's Gaul playing around with a thumb, and it says
Hmm.
almost 10 million platinum pieces underneath it. Wanted dead.
Hmm.
This man. How do I explain this? I watched him fight Tenem and almost win. Gaul is was trained under some of the greatest warriors in the current world. He's basically apprenticed under some of the most legend. I'm surprised he didn't apprentice. I wouldn't be surprised he apprenticed under Zilpip as well.
Hmm.
To be honest, your husband is terrifying. I apologize. Please let him know I meant no offense.
Uh, First off, tieflings, we see no real need for jealousy. Our matters of duty are far more important than
Oh
matters
no,
of side affairs. But no, it's
Queen
this is useful
Silversong. I
information.
hope you understand. The, you do realize that every man that's ever flirted with you, he has cut down in violent ways and flayed them alive.
As I don't usually pay heed to
Yes,
comments.
next time you get the chance, visit your dungeons. You're gonna find some interesting things, I imagine there. At least if the
I like the
rumors are true.
beholder.
That beholder you're thinking of was a toy of his that he used to play with.
Uh,
That thing did yeah no I apologize. I never knew that that was your husband. I had heard he had
Your
been married.
advancement was unwarranted.
Well, I am sure that he would hold no grudge to the new pirate admiral, so long
Ah,
as we can secure an allegiance, perhaps.
you know my ships are at your beck and call. If you ever need, you just have to send a message for me. Please give Gaul
Wonderful.
my respect.
Of course.
As he turns
Of
and
course.
starts walking away as fast as possible
Hmm.
without looking like he's running.
Did he leave the wanted post or did he take that with
No,
him?
he took it with him.
Ask
Mm.
for a
Tick.
copy later.
No, yeah, Tickville will just watch him and like tap like a finger to her like cheek contemplatively and is like, interesting. And I suppose she'll head towards the cave with the others.
All right, as Asteris, Kips, Freya, and Anton, as you get into the cave, the first thing you see is that every inch of this cave wall is covered in someone's blood. There
Freya's
are
ignoring. She doesn't give a shit.
massive scars on the rock, and what you'd guess is probably an enchanted cave overall to make it indestructible to avoid cannon fire into it. You notice that most of the tables are nothing but timbers. The body of what you see it was Hjonk in his strong plate is been shattered to pieces, realizing that the enchantment on it has been broken, and the body is mutilated beyond repair.
I don't know about that, Chief.
Right. Freya's gonna look around. She doesn't have a coin purse or anything. She's gonna look down and say, "Crap,
I'm
I
gonna,
have
Okay.
carry gold out here."
All right.
I'm,
As you start
I'm gonna,
making armfuls of gold and walking out, no one stops you. Yes, Kips.
I'm gonna start dragging that body back. If anybody
Anton,
wants
are
to
you
save
help?
me
You
a
said you
cut
would
of
help
gold,
him.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
that works
I'll help
too.
him carry it back, but he also wants to grab gold,
Yeah.
and preferably
Okay.
platinum, and throw it into the new bag of holding he has.
Okay.
Yep.
As you guys do enter there, I will mention you don't see any magic items anywhere. Like there looks to be indents
Yeah,
where there
that's
used to
fine.
be. They're all gone, including Freya's Sun Forger.
Freya's got a better weapon.
Astris, I assume you're gonna start shoveling in gold into your own coin purse.
Yep.
Okay. So after about 20 minutes, you see Tikva come walking in nonchalantly. You notice that the two Goliaths that were kind of watching you guys loot everything, not really stopping, just watching you guys, turn to Tikva or see Tikva walk in and immediately go pale and start backing out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
As they're watching it before Freya leaves, do either one of you have a coin purse I can have?
Both of them drop back bags of holding and run.
Freya's gonna grab a bag of holding and start
Oh
filling it.
yeah, Chick-fil will grab one too. I don't think I ever got mine from Ragnum, so she'll just like casually pick it up like as she's walking in.
Filling the bag of holding.
All right.
Yep.
Tikva, are you gonna be doing the same?
Yeah, I'll go through. I'm not below, getting extra gold by any means.
All right, someone here. I'll roll up a gold thing. I'm just gonna use Burr's character sheet. Give me 1 second.
That Burr fellow
That Burr
running
fellow.
off like that.
All gold.
And that is 773 platinum pieces you can split amongst each other.
Oh boy.
773.
Mm-hmm.
7,
In total, that is a mix of gold, silver, and copper pieces.
Okay.
divided by, we have 5 members.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot to do the thing.
I got 154.6 platinum pieces per. If I did
Yeah.
the math right.
So 154. Yep.
Yep.
That's why I left it up to Avery. So 54 platinum.
Yay!
154 per person.
Yeah, you guys are very wealthy right now.
He said 54. I was like, no, sir, 154.
Yeah, you've noticed that all the men that were coming into the caves to also help loot have all backed away and vanished as Kips and Anton are carrying the body out. There is no one to be seen anywhere near that cave, and the few people that are look to be very hesitant to go anywhere near you.
Do they instantly leave when Tikva's around, or
Yep.
just when they see the people? Okay, that's fun. That's fun.
Frey's gonna look at Tikman and be like, "Is it safe to go get armor now?"
Oh, more than safe. In fact, feel free to tell them that you're there traveling with me.
Frey will leave and go find her
But,
way back to the magical armor shop.
Yeah, Anton will accompany Freya back because now that he has some more money, he may look for something else.
I guess I'll just wait for my orders to come in. After and I'm putting the body. I'm going to dispose of the vampire bodies as safely as I possibly can. If that includes burning them, then I'll be doing that.
Okay.
But I want to dispose of those bodies and then put Hjonk's body in there along with the head.
You see Rowan kind of walk in and just kind of starts burning it, or taking each of the bodies out and burning it into a fire pit that he's created, and that's kind of like a modification of a furnace.
Lovely. Okay.
Mortuary.
Yep.
And just begins doing it, and he goes, I'll keep the ashes in a jar, as he kind of scoots them into a jar.
Good. I still need the material, so that'll be fine.
Yeah, he pulls the teeth and puts them in other jars, takes the hair out, puts it in another jar.
Yep. Normal procedure.
Label them.
All right. So yes, as you begin doing so, and then you put Hjonk's body in there, along with the head, which is in a jar full of blue liquid that seems to sizzle on occasion. That you realized is Rowan's own concoction for preservation. And so starting down, Tikva, is there anything you would like to do after you've just spent about an hour gaining gold?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Wait, did I see my scale anywhere in there?
You did not.
Tikva, I think once she's finished like getting her gold and everything, will none of the guards are nearby or anything, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Then I suppose when she exits the cave and she'll look for the nearest pirate. I'll look for the nearest pirate.
They're all going
Uh,
to run away from you actively.
Give me a history check, actually, Tikva, if you don't mind.
okay. Yeah, no, I can do that. Where's my history? History, not the best for history.
Okay, that's still plenty because this is pretty common knowledge. I'll message it to you.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
Discord being wonky. Oh no.
Well, wait, Freya's been seen in Tikva's personage, so this should be fine.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
no,
I'm
it's
accompanying
There's been
Freya too.
several murders on the way for people grabbing at her.
Yeah, basically kind of similar to Burr, in the idea,
okay.
for natural ability. All right, so as Anton and Freya head off towards the market stalls, you notice the market stalls have pretty much cleared out at this point. Most people seem to have closed up their shops for the time being. Are you guys looking for some a shop specific?
I think back to the
To the magic item
well,
shop they were at.
you need armor, right? Or just
Yeah.
items. So probably the magic item shop first, and then looking for armor.
Okay.
If Freya
Well,
needs some.
as you head back to the magic shop where Cat Perm was, you notice the shop's empty completely.
Hmm.
There's no items, there's no sign of people. The place looks like it's been abandoned for days.
Okay.
Magic.
You give me a investigation check, Anton and Freya.
Oh yay, something I'm freaking good at. Detective Freya on the case.
Jesus.
22.
Fucking goddamn it.
24.
Okay. After a little bit of looking around, you do find a bloodied stick, like a spike of sorts, with a fire genocide head on it. And after a little while, Anton, of looking it over, you realize that looks to be Capperm, but it's kind of hard to tell with how badly beaten it was.
Okay.
And after a bit, I assume you guys are going to go back to the metal worker that you had spoken to earlier, since he was the only other person that you guys have really interacted with at the shop. Or are you
Yep.
looking? All right.
Probably, and I'll take the head with me because I have a feeling Kips is gonna want it.
Okay. You now have a fire genocide head in your inventory. As you head back, you do see the old-looking dwarf just sitting there in the Duragar that you finally recognize. Frey recognizes as a Duragar. Anton, you've never seen one before.
Duragar.
Besides having never identified the species itself, just looked like another
Right.
dwarf to you. And the man looks at you and goes, "So, yeah, kind of managed to wipe out everything, I see. Hjonk's dead.
Well, it wasn't really us, but it seems that Ragnum did move ahead with his plans.
Yeah, he did. He managed to take out Hjonk. Now he's scared to death from your queen. Can't blame the man. No one realized that she was married to fucking Gaul.
Can I make a point that I saw that man humping a suit of armor when we left the castle?
He looks at you kind of speechless and goes, I think we're talking about the two different men.
His name was Gaul, he was a tiefling, and he was humping a suit of armor while wearing a chainmail thong.
Well, I guess not every legend lives up to its name. Huh. I'm still not chancing it. I'm just an old merchant, and I'd like to say that way.
Well, as a merchant, do you have anything better than this plain plate that I'm wearing?
He looks at you and goes, Dragonborn, female. Let's see. He starts kind of looking about. Got anything in specific?
Something to prevent heavy hits, so Mizium or Adamantine, I believe.
I've got demon armor. I've got dragon scale mail. I got some armor, normal armor. Some last stand armor. That's pretty much it.
What does last stand armor do?
Well, as you can imagine, gives you a little bit better, some more, you know, deflecting ability, and if you die while wearing it, it is destroyed, and basically anything that is celestial, fey, or a fiend in the area will be also killed at the same time.
I'll take that if it's plate.
It's breastplate.
No, not sturdy enough for me. I end up usually right in the strife of the fight.
Well, then, how about the demon armor? It's full plate. It's got a curse on it, but if you have someone who can remove a curse, I imagine. I saw a cleric traveling with you lot earlier.
He might be able to, yes.
Well,
Not much for it.
you traveling with that queen?
Yeah.
You know what? Call it all in the house for the time being.
I can't quite do that. I'll leave the 54 platinum.
Okay.
540 something.
He kind of looks at it and goes, all right, I'll send it towards taking care of some Dragonborn for you. Young man, what about yourself? Any member of the
Oh.
Galadron house is welcome here.
Thank you.
Quick note written down. If he can send the pelts to the castle in the Tiefling lands, more points, and there will be more gold to him.
Okay. Yeah, add demon armor to your inventory. Go ahead, Anton.
It's more of a robe type thing, but I was wondering if you might happen to have a robe of the Archmage.
Figured you'd be into something like that. That's gonna cost you a lot. I don't think I've got something on that in handy. You got the spell sending?
I do.
Good. You know who I am. Call me in about a month. I'll have something for you, or at least notes on where to find it.
Sounds good. And I do potentially have. I will actually point out my tattoos.
Yeah.
I do potentially have these tattoos to trade. These are the magical variety.
I don't trade in tattoos, and with that, the DM's gonna take a quick second to run to the restroom.
Okay.
Kip, do you have remove curse?
Let me check.
I mean, he could take a long rest and probably choose it.
Remove.
Well, no. The thing is,
Nope.
if he has it and it can be cast as a ritual, if I remember correctly.
Nope, I don't have it.
I think Anton might, but it's not. I don't think it's a ritual.
I can banish that. No, I can't.
Banishing the curse.
I will
But yeah,
banish the
if
curse.
you two can remove the curse, I can actually swap out armors and be better defended for us.
He does have remove curse, but it's not currently prepared and not a ritual.
Well then, Ray's gonna look at him. I don't quite trust Kips to remove a curse on something like this. Would you be able to?
Yes, I would have to do it tomorrow.
Well, that should be fine. I don't think we'll be leaving tonight anyway, given the state of the events. And pretty sure it's quite safe here. Plus, we can also technically state that the pirates are now gone from here. To your ally. Or at least ally-ish men.
Alright, and with that, the DM has returned. Oh, a cup of coffee is killing me. Alright, man looks at you, Anton, and goes, yeah, sorry, no, don't trade an ink.
No, that's fine. I figured I would offer it up as a potential, because if I remember or know of the stats of or the abilities of the robe, I would no longer need these.
Well, you may be able to find an artist and Asimar Lens near here that'll trade you. They tend to buy that kind of stuff more than we do.
Sounds good. Thank you, and have a good day.
He nods and goes back to hammering away at something that you don't recognize at all. Just seems
Now,
to be a
this was
piece
the
of metal.
guy that was working on my shield, right?
Yep. He also, you know him as his symbol is a G with an anvil behind it.
Gundrenson.
Nope.
Oh.
And as you guys kind of head back to the ship, Tikva, was there anything you wanted to work on?
Yeah, just trying to find the nearest pirate that was actually there on
You
the
see some
premises.
guards kind of walking about who just
Yeah.
go very stiff as soon as you come nearby. Like they look ghost white.
Yeah, she'll walk up to them and be like, "Greetings. Sorry for the disturbance. Would you all be able to give a message on my behalf to Ragnum?"
Yes.
Wonderful. Please tell him I would like to talk some business sometime before we depart. No rush now that we no longer need to head out so urgently, but it is very important. Please inform him.
We will have to make sure he said he was talking of setting up a victory dinner tonight with the other captains to
Wonderful.
state himself. I imagine we will let him know that you're interested in attending. And you see the very
course.
young boy that you think is human, could be a half elf of some sort, kind of just starts to turn and run towards Ragnum's ship as quickly as possible.
Yeah, yes, she'll look towards the other ones and be like, "Oh, of course I'd love to attend. I mean, I'd be a little bit offended if I wasn't. Long travel me and my crew had coming here."
The other two begun running just as quickly in that direction.
Yep. Tick will
Freya's
watch, and
carrying
no one else is there, right? It's
Nope,
just
it's just
Tikva.
that's now just Tikva
She'll
just standing there.
she'll just allow herself to smirk in amusement and like give out a bit of a laugh, not even chuckle, just like a little bit of a quiet laugh, and then collect herself before I guess heading back towards the ship. She'll want to check on Burr and his sister, see how they doing.
Okay. All right. As you head back, give me a minute. Kips. After
Yeah.
while Tikva's off working on her thing, as you're working in your lab, looking at the body, kind of starting to take notes of it before you start really getting to work on it. You hear suddenly a strange sound of boom, and suddenly some blue, almost kind of a tear opens into your lab, right beside you, as you watch the very bulky orcish man kind of walk through and go, "Ah, I thought I'd find you. You're the man who wanted to be a slave.
No,
You
no, no,
said you were
no.
looking for someone who knew how to use glass tools, correct?"
Yes, glass tools.
As he pulls out a slave and goes, "Here," and you notice it looks to be somewhat human, but you also notice it has a core in its chest. That's like this giant red rune that's drawn on it. He goes, "It doesn't talk. It's simply a golem, but for the price you were offering, you wanted something proficient, and this is what I had."
Yep, that'll
And
do.
then she looks and he goes, you said smithy tools, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, got one of those too. As he pulls out a dwarven golem and go, give me a moment.
It's a golem.
Yeah.
Another one. Okay.
And he goes, this should serve you best, as I imagine you don't want it to rebel,
Nope.
and you want something intelligent.
Yep.
I have nothing of that column, so he hands you 1,000 gold pieces. I apologize, but writing and reading is not something that comes at an ease. You're gonna have to find something of that sort of your own.
Okay. That'll be fine for now, I suppose.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Wonderful.
he walks back through the tear, and it completely disappears. What was that, Freya?
talking jokes myself.
Okay.
Time to find that hamster. Emotional
All right.
support animal for traumas.
God damn it.
Are
Yeah.
these drones also fairly strong? Like,
Yes.
do they seem like they could carry a lot?
They could. Both of them seem to be able to carry about 300 pounds each.
Okay, lovely. Okay.
And they just stand there waiting for orders.
Okay, and I still have my smithy room in my lab as well as like a area for like a glass blowing and whatnot in that room as well.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just commission a bunch of like vials, beakers, and whatnot from the glass one for now. I just want to make sure that I want to see how proficient he is with his glassworking skills. And for the metal worker, I want to see some pretty, I'd say, some fairly standard stuff. And then a little bit later on, I kind of want to see how small and intricate of things can he make. Like
Okay.
how tiny can he make by hand? I want to know.
Okay. So they both begin getting to work, without sweat, without question. They just start working immediately, and Rowan just kind of looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I always figured you for the servant type." And goes
Oh,
back to poking at the ashes as he's pulling things apart.
oh, oh, that's what he means. Yeah, okay. I nod. Like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Um, let's see. What do I need from him? Could you please put the body and the head? Could you please stitch the body and the head together
Rowan kind of
and
looks
put
at
it
you,
on the
goes.
table and put it on the operating table for me?
Rowan just kind of nods and goes, yeah. Give me a moment." And he kind of walks in there, takes out the head, and goes, "It's a little sticky, just forewarning."
That'll be
Um,
fine.
and as he begins stitching, he manages to stitch the head to the armpit.
I'm gonna
Perfect.
unstitch it, and I'm going to work on, and I'm going to do it myself, and I'm going to teach him how to properly do some stitching.
Give me a
Okay,
medicine check.
14. That's a bad roll, guys.
You managed to get the head on, but Roan doesn't seem to learn anything.
I'm going to explain it to him.
He starts drawing and writing it down to keep note. He now
Okay.
has advantage on all head stitching to geese.
Oh, sure, fine.
Goose head stitching. I'm learning so much.
I'm,
I did say he was a student, not a doctor.
yeah, no. I understand.
All right. As you begin to get to work, and it gets set on the table, Asteris, now that you're kind of sitting there, is there anything that you wanted to do? Now you're back on the ship with your gold and and your platinum.
Uh, you know, just gonna chill.
Okay. As you begin to chill and sit there and watch, you feel your body become colder and colder as time goes on, even though it's a very warm climate.
Hmm.
All
Does it?
right. Yeah.
Hmm. don't like, don't like the sound of that. But does it feel like I'm getting cold, or is it
Yeah.
like physically cold?
It's just you just feel like you're getting cold.
Okay.
You might have a thyroid issue.
As you just sit there and don't move.
Um. You know what? Then he's just gonna work out. He's just gonna do some push-ups.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Ooh. That's a 24.
All right. You gain an advantage on your next strength saving throw or strength check.
Nice. Getting ripped.
All right. Moving on. Tikva, Kips, Freya,
Yes.
Astris, and Anton. As the day goes on, as you continue kind of relaxing, enjoying, and waiting out your day,
Staring at my new armor.
yep. Suddenly, Astris realizes the joke. Astris, I pray you're just stoned out of your mind right now. As a few minutes or a few hours go by, eventually you get see Astris a +3 glaive appear as a rather large warforged comes walking up and just sets it down with the name Astris written on the packaging.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then you also see, I believe someone ordered a +3 shield as it is set down as
Yep.
well.
Sweet.
And the warforged just holds its hand out, waiting.
Bye.
Oh, and if I see Tikva, then I would ask her about
Mm.
the Mizium breastplate
Mm.
Okay. As the
as well.
Warforged just turns and leaves, as Asteris goes to start speaking to Tikva.
Just looking around for her.
I just refuse to tip the
Yeah, I mean,
hell.
I was on the ship
That
to
was
check on the the siblings, see how they're doing. So yeah, I'm probably like on top of the ship, I imagine.
Great. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna be like, hey, I got I heard that you found like a breastplate, and those just happen to be my favorite type of armor. Do you think I could bum it off you for a little bit?
Tip, like look at you, and she like doesn't look too keen. She's like, well, this armor I got specifically due to the qualities it holds in ensuring I don't immediately die at any attack that might strike me. I did not wish to follow in the death of my cousin. Is there something you need it for specifically? Were you not able to purchase one?
No, I was just yeah, I forget I said anything. I got a new glaive, and I got a little spell absorbing thingamabob. You know what? I'm good for.
Hmm. Oh, well, if I can help you in another way, please let me know. But seeing as assassinations are a real concern of mine, I prefer to keep this on.
That's you know what? I totally get it. Your royalty. Gotta you know gotta keep yourself above the common folk.
It
I
has
feel
nothing to
it.
do with rank. It has all to do with me not wanting to die a brutal and horrible but swift death at the hands of an assassin.
Do you keep it on while you're sleeping?
I don't know, TM. Is
Yes.
I
it
mean, it's
possible
not
You will
to
hear
keep
your
comfortable.
it?
It's
armor
not very comfortable to
Not
sleep
comfortable.
in armor.
If I'm at a place where I don't feel it's fully secure, which honestly is most anywhere, yes. I've been an adventurer before. I really became a full royalty, and she does like a extravagant hand gesture to like emphasize, like clearly sarcastic. I'm used to accommodating for less than ideal conditions.
Well, neat.
Does Freya overhear all of this? Is my only question.
Asterisk goes to suddenly pass out.
Yeah, that was a great interaction.
All right. Yes, Frey. Pretty much anybody other than Kips would overhear this very unique
Freya's
conversation.
gonna look at Asterus and say, "Well, there's another interesting breastplate at that smith that just dropped off. I'm guessing his weapon, and that I got that armor from. It was
Oh,
breastplate of last stand. It
oh,
prevents
that
you from
sounds.
dying, and will kill fays, celestials, and fiends in the area around you, but it will shatter on you when it does that.
Well, I mean, if
I
I'm
can show you
dying,
if you like.
no,
Otherwise, it seemed pretty defensible. I just don't wear breastplate. I prefer full plate.
all right. Uh, is there enough time for me to run back real quick
Be there
and?
and back in about an hour, I believe.
You could also just ask Anton to do a sending spell to it, the guy.
Or
Oh yeah,
anti-sending.
that spell. He's gonna go over to Anton and be like, "Hey, Anton,
Everybody
Well,
needs to do it today.
what can I do for you?
you got that messaging spell that's like long distance, and you send it to anybody you seen. I think it's called oh
Yeah, I can do that.
Massage.
Sending. Yeah.
yeah, that one. Can you send the blacksmith guy and ask him if we can get the last stand breastplate that he had, cuz it sounded all right to me.
Yes. I can do that. I will go ahead and cast sending and
Okay.
go to the smith.
All right.
We have another party member that would like that last sending armor if that is still available.
And as soon as you see that, you hear a Warforge clunking your way. Asterisk, go ahead and add last stand armor to your inventory.
Yay!
Warforge
Sweet.
continues to wait, holding its hand out before leaving.
Freya's gonna step over and
Oh,
give it a.
I
give it
thought
a-
before he was just waving.
Nope.
Otherwise, I would have given him some.
When you
Freya
I'll
piece.
give him 100 gold.
Oh, all right. He takes both and turns and walks off. All right. After a few hours of you guys relaxing and kind of getting accustomed to the new situation, you notice many of the pirates aren't coming near your ship. The night carries on, and eventually, you see one of the more collected captains, a young-looking gnomish boy with a very long crimson and brown mixed beard. In which I mean, it's brown with what looks to be like he just took a bucket of paint and tried to make strips of red into it. And as he walks up, he goes, "Ah, Your Highness, uh, someone,
Freya's gonna look over the edge. Yes.
you have been summoned to enjoy a meal alongside the other captain's council. If you are so interested, he
I will
is.
gather the others, and we shall be on our way down just in a moment.
I
Freya's
What did
gonna
I?
go get Tikva and everybody and be like,
What did I miss? Fuck. What? What's happening?
dinner. We've just been
Oh.
formally dinner
Okay.
by a guy who seems to have tried to make paint blood, but it looks like he smeared crap on his outfit.
That's okay. All right. Fun. So you go to tell Tickfa, I assume.
Yep, immediately. As well as I was wondering, did we technically have a long rest time enough for
short
Anton
rest
to?
at this point.
I
Okay.
thought we slept on the ship, and then this is the next day.
Nope. This
Nope,
is
this
that
is the
night.
evening.
That's still
The dinner.
Yep.
still same
Oh.
day.
So, yeah, Freya gets everybody around basically and says, "We're going. Come on. May as well make yourselves known to the Pirate King."
Oh, yes, please get everyone gathered. Ragnum's hosting a feast in celebration of I guess his new role as leader here. I made sure to give us an invitation.
All right. Well, our escort is apparently here. I will probably stay in my
Wonderful, right?
armor. I'll
All
leave
right.
the demon here because it
It's a
needs.
short rest. I want to use a hit die to get full HP because I've
Okay.
technically been down.
All right. As you all start heading in the direction, following the very young-looking pirate, the gnomish boy with what looks to be painted red into his brown beard, um, he kind of takes you through the cave, which you notice has been cleaned up. A new, very ornate emerald, almost like it's been carved from an actual emerald itself. And after taking a look at it, it might have been, with gold inlays and the giant rag pirate symbol carved into it. You see the other pirates. A couple you don't, you notice are missing. Safe assumptions all around are made as you all head in. Ragnum sits at the head of the table with pirate captains all around. Servants and slaves are coming out, dishing out food and drinks from all different lands. Some you recognize, some you don't, such as what looks to be giant cockroaches that have been boiled in what looks to be some sort of salsa, while at the same time as full cows that have been butchered and set out to be eaten. Um, it depends on the people, as the captains kind of all sit around relaxing, enjoying a drink, and as soon as you all enter the room goes deathly silent. You could hear a pin drop.
Oh,
Freya's gonna smile and simply say, "Why the silence? Are you that afraid of something?"
A moment kind of goes by of awkward silence, and you finally see Ragnum, who is now sitting on what looks to be a giant silver chair with a blue felt cushion, kind of come down from it, and kind of comes over and pulls out a couple of chairs and offers and says, "Feel free. I'll have some servants bring you some ale."
Thank you. Tickfa will go over and take a seat now that a chair's been pulled out.
Freya will stand behind her working as a guard, I guess.
Okay. I assume. I assume Kips is still working in his lab, not even bothering to come out.
Yep.
Kips isn't the sociable
Yeah.
type. Astris and Anton, I assume you would be joining,
Bring me
and
leftovers though.
Yep.
Yep.
okay, and I assume you two would just be sitting beside Tikva.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least for me, yeah.
All right. And Astris, I assume that bleep was a yes. So
Yes.
okay. As the captains go about drinking and telling jokes and stories of their time with Hjonk and other such tales with the Hjonkening pirates, Ragnum kind of seems to eye up and stare and somewhat almost in both admiration and slight fear towards Tikva. But the servants continue bringing food and drink, and as the night goes on, and you all start to feel a little more. Yes.
Freya is gonna bring up the fact that don't you have a kid with the person that everyone's so afraid of here?
Does
The
Freya
man
take
that
a second and go walk over there and or is she
I said
mentioning that to Tikva or
Tikva,
oh
right, whispering it down into her. That
What
might
about me? Sorry, I'm getting food.
Freya is gonna bring
Yeah.
up the fact to you that don't you have a kid with the guy that everybody's afraid of here?
Tikva, who first off waited to make sure other people ate before she ate the food given to her.
mm-hmm.
She'll was probably casually eating. She'll look over at Freya and be like, "Yes, I do have a daughter with my husband."
The same man I saw humping a suit of armor on the way out of the castle. That I fear for that child.
Well, the child is mine, and secondly, I prefer you not talk about my husband like that in public. Thank you. You'll benefit more from his image than trying to degrade it. And
Oh
she
no,
she
he's
gestures
terrified.
point.
It just means
No,
that he's also weird.
no.
Bad
Well, like,
people in the battlefield are very different from what they are in their own home.
how loud is Freya talking right now? I
Very
assume
whispering into your
quietly.
ear, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know, and I can agree with you, but as you could see by the mood change in the pirates here, it'll just do you more good to show the same respect, I'm sure, if
And no
only
offense,
for our
even
benefit.
if he's not terrifying on the battlefield, I still don't want to fight a man who's willing to hump a suit of armor.
Never letting that go.
Nope.
As you are all, as
That's fair.
Freya and Tikva are having this conversation, you guys all see a small little hatch open from nowhere as a piece, like a metal hatch opens out, and you see a very blue furry hand just reach out and grab a massive chunk of pork, like a full leg, and pull it into the hole, and the hole disappears again.
What was?
Is that a security issue?
Gips was hungry.
Anton realized immediately, yes, that was the furball known as Kips.
That is one reason why he terrifies me. God,
What should
my room
terrify
on the
you
ship
more is that bone's not coming back out.
He eats the
No.
bones too?
No, that's the scary part.
experimental with them. He tries to make them into glow lamps.
Well, he's got to bone that
But
honk,
that's,
the Hyonk somehow.
I mean, that's kind of gross though. That's like for eating, not for like making stuff with. Like,
Tell
you
that to
gotta
goblins.
bleach it and.
Tell that to goblins
Uh,
or the tribal dragonborns of
Yeah, I
tribals.
was going to say I don't think they bleach things. I think they just wash them and carve them.
Yes.
After a few moments, you see the portal open again, and and you see a pig come running out of it.
Mm.
Freya immediately just stabs the pig.
Why?
As the pig is suddenly stabbed, you see the blood soak up into the sword, and it becomes a very pruny-looking corpse.
Uh,
I hadn't gotten a chance to test this sword on anything living.
And then
It takes
suddenly
some
the corpse is pulled back into a hole
mm.
and vanishes.
Enjoy your raisin, pig.
As this is going on, Ragnum completely
Thank
ignores
you.
it, and he kind of starts to clink his glass as he holds it up and goes, "You know, we've all been through so much in our lives. Some have suffered, some have succeeded. We've all had our own glories. And today, I like to believe, is just another one to add to the list. I would like to formally announce that my title as the new admiral of the Pirate Cove and the creation of the Ragnum fleet. I hope you all welcome on my new title and enjoy the many exotic foods I have brought up from my journeys. My doctor may have disappeared, but his great cooking skill did not. And to the future elite alliance of the great Tiefling Empire with the House Silversong, as he raises his glass and gives a sly wink at Tikva and goes, and the Ragnum fleet. Let us see a new era of piracy and wealth come to us all.
Just don't pirate the trade routes
Here,
that she
here.
does.
As you see many people start like clapping and drinking and
Freya
scarfing
will
even
give
more food down.
we'll give a small clap.
Yeah.
As the party continues on, you notice a lot of the pirate captains start to kind of go off into their own groups. Ragnum kind of starts mingling amongst, and men, women, dancers, servants all start to mingle in as well as people start to have a lot more fun. Drinks are passed out more fervently.
Freya's gonna willingly do something she doesn't like to do. Oh,
Dance?
fun.
Oh.
No. There's enough
I
water
dare her
here.
to.
Something.
What is Freya specifically going to be doing?
I'm going to try my best, and this is gonna be stupid, but attempt to use my ice breath, my cold
Mhm.
breath, to freeze water into a statue.
Okay.
Close as I can to replicating the symbol for Dragon's pirate
Okay,
crew.
give me a d20, no modifier.
Please love me today, dice. 16.
All right, it takes you two tries, but you eventually get it right. And as Ragnum finally makes his way over towards you, he kind of pats you on the back and goes, "I appreciate that." And he immediately takes one of the ice swords from the back of the design and goes, "Now I have something to go and smack one of my servants with later." As he
Frey just
jokingly,
Frey shrugs. It's something I was made to do when I was enslaved, so I figured
well,
trade out the bad memories for a new one, for some good ones.
if you ever feel like becoming a slave again, let it be known that you're welcome here
The
as a
moment those
servant.
words exit his mouth as becoming a slave again, her sword is pointed at him like, mm-mm.
I would not recommend you point that at me. I will do not
I
if we
won't
don't want to
stab,
cause
but
blood.
don't ever suggest that again, please.
And he kind of grabs the sword, or pushes the sword aside, not even caring that it slightly cuts him, and pats you on the shoulder. I have nothing to fear of you, but I appreciate the respect. As he continues on, heading towards Tikva and Anton and Asteris.
Frey's gonna break off the other ice sword. Who wants to
Tikva's
drink it? Who
probably-
wants to get a keg stab with an ice sword?
You see one of the captains, a very large and really wide Goliath, more wide than he is tall, kind of walks over and starts grabbing the thing, and you just
She
start,
hands it to him. Go for it.
and you just
Let's
watch
do
as he
this.
hollows it out slightly with some strange breath weapon, and then you watch as one of the servants grabs a massive keg and starts pouring.
No, just stab it through the top. You got a straw there now.
No, they
Frey
have a way
literally
of
just
doing
takes that,
things.
stabs it through and does it for him, out breaking the ice.
You've broken the ice plenty. As Ragnum kind of ignoring the group and ignoring his bleeding hand, kind of walks up to Astris first and just kind of slightly pats him on the back and says, "Good to see you here, Astris.
Huh?
Don't worry about it." And he just kind of ruffles what would be counted as hair on a dragonborn, which is just rubbing the top of your scaly head.
The frill.
The frills.
Mm-hmm.
The frills. Okay. Should I know you?
Just drink and enjoy. As he smiles and pats you on the back.
I'm your father.
No, no.
Papa.
My dad is someone very specific. I
Plot relevant.
don't know about prop element, but
He just kind of continues on and goes, Anton, you know, Your father is a good man. I met him once when I was a small child.
Yes, I would agree. He took me in and raised me.
Well, a dashing man, kind man, and a lover of corpses and goddesses. Best of luck to him.
Thank you. You as well.
Ragnar's not. It's very. You realize is really into his cups at this point, as his cheeks are kind of flushed, and he's been
Yeah,
failing con saves this entire time.
And you get a
and
second.
Wonderful.
Anton is probably a little bit deep also. He doesn't really get a chance to let loose much.
Amongst friends,
Drunk
we
Anton,
are.
what will he do?
Ragnum kind of continues on and goes up to Tikva and pats her on the shoulder and goes, "You know, if you weren't stuck with that husband of yours, or if you ever decide to get rid of him, you're always welcome here."
Hmm.
Across the room.
Uh,
They practice polygamy.
I will make note of that. And she kind of like eyes him. Can I tell? Very obviously, he's drunk.
Give me a insight check.
All right. I want to see what level of drunk, because I did have business I wanted to be doing, and now he is drunk. Ugh. Now which is good or bad, depending,
Yeah.
I guess.
Perfect
It
time
doesn't
to
work when
Oh.
you're drunk
The old
or not as well.
I got a 9.
All
I
right,
guess.
I just PM'd you your answer.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing to have gotten. But all right. Tickville, yeah, we'll just smile and be like, I will make note of that. Ragnar, thank you. Before we head out, we're in no rush now that we don't really need to head to the Sea Elf Kingdom. But I would like to discuss writing up a formal alliance on paper. You know, a show of proof of our new allegiance and hopefully the good it will bring. And you mentioned being able to contact Malthor, and of course, don't spoil your festivities. It can wait till tomorrow, but I would like to try to contact him and ensure his safety.
He snaps his fingers, and you see one of the servants bring over a piece of paper with a fully written out mutual alliance of both agreements of protection of the
Nice.
trade routes as well as a mutual benefit of protection.
Nice. Tikva will take it. I assume they provided probably like a quill for her to sign with.
It's
Some sort
already
of
got
pen.
your signature on it and your signet ring mark.
Oh. Oh. A little bit alarming, but you know, I'll take it. Wait. I'll read the contract fully.
Yeah, it's
And
legit. This
accept
is
it.
a normal
Yep.
alliance. It's not something that looks like it's been messed with.
All right. My
There's
keen
no
legal
tricky wording.
eye says it is good.
Hmm
No, yeah. So she'll nod in acceptance.
The man
Seem
nods
pleased with it.
and goes, "All right, and I will have Malthor contacted in the morning, assuming my wizard isn't completely out of his mind."
You never know with
If he
wizards;
is,
they're
I'll
a
take him.
tricky type.
As you hear a voice from Kip, from a space that opens up as another piece of pork comes flying out of the room into
Stabbing
a
it
hole.
again.
No, this one's vanishing into a hole, not coming out this time.
Damn.
The man goes, "By the way," or Ragnar looks at Tikva and gets down and whispers, "By the way, there's someone who wanted to see you. They are in the private quarters in back. Someone you know pretty well." And he gives a sly smile and pats you on the back and heads off to go drinking and talking to a servant girl
Okay.
as he points to a door behind his throne.
Okay. Can I insight that?
Go
Can I
ahead.
insight that?
What are you
I-
trying to find out?
mean, sir, you forget yourself.
Trying to insight who it could be in like the tone of this like arrangement, like if it's clearly a friend I know, if it's like business, or if he's just straight up telling me to go to private quarters because he's actually smashed.
Okay.
So I'm trying
he
to like
wants
get the
to murder
tone. Yeah, if he's smashed and wants to smash. So I'm just trying to get a tone. I have had experience with
Becky?
tieflings and parties in the past. You know.
Let me smash.
Bastard.
Let me
Smash anymore.
smash.
Let me smash.
He got you blue. Wait. The chair's blue. He got you blue.
He got you
Oh,
blue.
the chair's mine now.
The chair's also silver.
They
His
love
Oh
throne,
no, my
blue.
favorite colors.
his throne is silver and with blue cushions on it. Um, you're not sure. It was friendly. It was not something like a threat or a warning. You think that was in goodwill.
You said Anton and Asterisk were next to me?
Yes. Although Astros is a
Yeah.
bit more into his cups than Anton is.
Oh,
And
okay.
Frey
Hell
is
yeah, man.
off cheering at a guy drinking.
She'll
Yep.
she'll finish off probably a drink she's sipping. She's probably been a lot more careful with it, but she's not been afraid to probably drink a bit. You know, also loosen up, but not as chaotically as the others clearly are. And she'll look to Anton and be like, "I've been informed someone I am familiar with needs to talk to me in private. I'm not completely sure who it is. He didn't say. I'm going to head there. If I'm not back or giving you any sort of signal in let's say 5, maybe even 3 minutes, please assume I've been kidnapped and rush to my aid, if you could."
Wouldn't be the
Do
first
you
time.
want me to accompany you?
I sounded like they wanted to speak to me alone, but if you'd like to walk to the room with me and keep guard, I mean, I don't want to keep you from your festivities, but I'd appreciate it.
No, I can take some time.
All
Okay,
right.
just make sure to enjoy yourself, Anton. You're like Cyrus, uptight.
Oh, I was waiting. I was like, wait, what does that mean? All right.
Dramatic
More
pause.
romance
Oh
Yeah.
for the
God.
trashy novels.
Anton gets up and does that, like, grab the chair just slightly and then
Mhm.
walks.
Okay.
It's like he's buzzed, but he's not.
As
too
you
bad.
two
Yeah,
start
Tick's eyeing
walking,
that.
after you get back up to the chair, you see the door is unlocked and there's no one really guarding it or anything like that. As you get up there, though, the dwarf merchant from earlier kind of grabs onto Anton, kind of almost falling over into him. As this is a very kind of a bigger dwarf who really doesn't seem like the combat type, very much a merchant. He goes, "I have a good drink for you." As he grabs Anton, just kind of looks up at him, and he is sloshed.
Mm.
You can,
Yeah,
Anton, you've never smelled this much alcohol in someone's breath.
He got
yeah. I will
riggedy
just kind of nod or look towards Tikva and nod. Be right there. I'll guard outside.
And the dwarf kind of just
Tikva-
drags him, and he accidentally kind of grabs Anton by the waist, being as short as he is, and pulls him down with him. Give me a strength saving throw, Anton.
Papa, come with
That
me.
I can do.
Maybe not Papa, but
Ooh,
Daddy.
not bad.
Alright, give me a moment. Let me grab the character sheet.
Oh, nice.
We're having too much fun.
This is fun.
Sounds strong.
It's a good
Anton's
thing
got fake
Well,
strength. It's because he's
be-
got
be-
magic steroids.
Yeah, because of a
you,
giant spelt.
you manage to hold the man up as he goes face first into the ground. Or you manage to stay standing while he drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just kind of look to see. He seems to be fine, probably just too drunk, and then, yeah, if he looks okay, I'll walk over to the door to stay on guard outside.
Okay. Okay. As Tikva, this is a solid white door. Looks like it's made of some sort of strange wood you've never seen before, but I mean, there's no magic to it that you can sense, and you do hear someone behind it, but it just sounds like a male behind it.
Mm. Mm. If it's gall, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh. Yeah, I'm going in.
Laugh, then you're gonna kill
I'm
him.
prepared to summon Sunbringer. I'm prepared to summon my sword, but
Okay.
Anton will attempt to look through the door as it opens to see if he can see who it is, but
Okay.
not necessarily not going in, just staying outside.
Okay. As Tikva opens it, the actually here I'll PM Tikva for what she sees, and give me a perception check, Anton.
So close to a nat 20.
Ooh, nice.
That's still good. It bounced onto the 20 and then rolled to 16.
All right. Let me also PM Anton. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. And they're just sitting there. They're not. They don't even acknowledge either of you as they continue to work away at writing papers. And you see a massive stack of paperwork that seems to have been filled out, and then another that seems to be even larger that they're working on. You can reply in VC. That's fine. I'll give Tikva a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. As this is going on, Kips begins in the distance, or I imagine ordering his young pupil, to start casting magic on something continuously.
Yes, yes, I am.
All right, Ron, Ron begins just casting some
Ron
minor
Weasley.
magic.
The
Okay.
Ron's dead and it's good.
Also, I'd like to check the quality of the work of the metal work and the glass work. I want to see
It's
what they're
still
doing
not done.
there.
It's still being worked on from what you can see. It's
Okay.
still in the heating phase. It's going to take them a while for good quality.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I
he
just
said
want
it
to know the
takes a
quality,
good
but that's fine.
while.
From what you can tell
Um.
with the golem, with the dwarven golem, he is continuously reinforcing the metal. He's making basically a very basic sword, just very something to show off his craft, and is continuously refolding and doing an amazing job. You haven't seen this kind of work outside of the dwarven lens itself.
The katana.
Wonderful. Also, and as I said, I also want to know how small he can make things. So, I'm just assuming after that he's going to show me how small and intricate he can make something.
Yep.
But yeah.
Well, you notice the sword is getting thinner, like skinnier and skinnier as he is folding it.
He's literally gonna
lovely.
make a freaking katana.
Okay. And the head and the body are stitched together for Hyonk,
Yes.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the enchantment isn't going to be done for a month, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'd like to sort of summon this room with a very large vat, like
Okay.
basically that I could fit this body in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to figure out how Rowan made that preserving liquid, and I'd like to start pouring it into the vat and put Hyonk into the vat.
Okay. He starts showing you what he starts explaining while he's casting the spell. That it's a mix of a unique liquor from the Drowlands that he makes, similar to the Dwarven Mead, but not using honey, rather using a spider liquid from spiders.
Oh,
And
if that's the case, I'm just gonna make another room that houses like spiders in order for him to farm the spiders.
he nods and says, we'll take a trip to the Drowlands and later and get us some proper."
Wonderful.
Their soak's even said to be indestructible for cloth, so it might be a good idea to get some to sell.
Yeah, yeah, I
They're
agree.
not the most
Gentile
kind creatures, though. I will warn.
You can deal with them, correct?
I mean, they won't eat me, because I'm drow. But
Okay, so you'll be fine with being able to deal
yes,
with
I
them.
should
Okay.
be able to. We'll have to establish a relationship with them. Make sure that they're like dogs, if you think about it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, dogs.
Wolf dog
But I
flashback.
want to start putting Hyonk into the vat and the liquid as well into the vat in order to preserve his body.
Okay.
I want also multiple vats within this room in order to be able to preserve multiple bodies if need be.
He begins his work. All right.
Wonderful. That's what I wanted. Okay.
Okay. Tikva, are you back, or are you still having to mute?
I'm back.
Okay. As you look into the room, that's what you see, and you see the sword is hung up on the wall, currently, just sitting on the wall, mounted on the opposite side of the room from him. He's carrying no items. He's just wearing what you equivalent to nobleman's clothing as he's working away at paperwork.
Despite my better judgment saying this is a very suspicious scene to walk into, very similar to a very certain type of genre of film, I'm going to ignore that and just continue with this anyway because plot, I guess. Does this have plot? We'll see. Chick will kind of look around and look over at the well-dressed ragdom and kind of like cock a brow. She still kind of has her hand on the hilt of where she would summon
Hmm.
um the Sun Forger, but or whatever it's called. Uh, I think it's actually no Sun Blade, not Sun Forger. But it went from holding it to like putting it in its sort of like sheath, and she's like, "So is the one out there your son? Is it an illusion? Are you the son?" This is a bit confusing,
Yes,
admittedly.
that's my son.
Hmm.
He's been working on his accent. I have him taking my places. I'm not one for drinking much. Battle and
Un-
intrigue, sure, but drinking, not my thing. Growing up watching too many
Understandable.
changelings get eaten by Yuan-Ti that way.
Drunk men make fool of themselves, and I'm not one for making a fool of myself either. It was good to see the contract written up, though. I looked it over. Very impressive. I'm very pleased with the turn of events that took place here. I admit I wasn't too keen on visiting the Sea Elf Kingdom.
He looks and he goes, "Oh yeah, uh, to be honest, I wouldn't blame you. I already knew what happened there for you guys as soon as I saw you. I recognized downtown. I recognized Cyrus. My spies are pretty much everywhere."
Yeah, I didn't know the full story, but and of course my cousin and her party never really told me much, but judging from their reactions when they got back, it wasn't a positive experience, and even Anton didn't seem confident of Cyrus's innocence.
Oh, that reminds me. I do have your cousin's a message from her. I spent
Oh,
time in the High Queen's territories recently. She is doing well. She's managed to attain a godhood, and
really?
well, she warns that there's something bad coming to the Tiefling lands, but wouldn't tell me what. I recommend heading to the High Queen lands because the High Queen's not really much for letting her go away. Although I will warn, the High Queen doesn't like men much, so especially male dwarves. I really don't
Ha.
recommend that.
I uh I can share some of that sentiment with current events. But
Can't
it's
we
good
all?
news to hear. I didn't realize it was a full godhood she had obtained. Although I'd received signs. Is the threat? It's not the giant Tarask heading towards the Tiefling lands, is it? It's something different.
Well, there is that, but that thing's eating is eating tritons and sea elves currently. No, there's something else. I'm guessing something to do with his god war that's on its way. That's why I'm here sobering and
So
writing papers, trying to get assistance from the other lands, offering my fleet's services to try and help. Yonk just wanted to profit off everyone, which is why he's now dead.
yes,
A
very
man
fitting.
after Malthor's heart.
I I told you I think before when we first met my kingdom did have an official alliance with the Yuan-Ti and the Changelings as well as a few others and I hope to make good on those but y- I shall head to the High Queen's land first. Seems
Hmm.
important if my cousin's alive to talk to her. I don't know how the throne really works with a dead queen who's now a god. I should figure that out.
He pulls a history book down from a shelf, and you see it says Tiefling's Basic History, and goes, you've had a couple dead rulers have tried to come back and reclaim the throne as liches. Their claim is considered illegitimate after death and burial. As long as they're buried and there's a ceremony, they no longer have claim to the throne. And he puts the
Not
book
that
back, not even
Tikva
looking
actually
away from the
wanted.
papers as he's signing stuff.
Not that Tikva would actually. Not that Zai would actually want the throne. Let's be real here.
And he goes, to be honest, I imagine you're here to discuss more to the alliance as is. I
It's
assume.
time to flirt.
He seems very businesslike. I assume that Maya has either had to mute for a reason or at this point is lost connection to Discord. One of the two. Anton, after a bit, you can now hear or you have established a connection with each of the party mates minus Kips.
I
Which
was
is
just
why
gonna
I
do
talk
just
to him.
Tikva with that
Oh,
one.
okay. Oh, okay. Yes, and you have established a Tikvo. And Tikva was typing for a second. Give them a sec. Give me a sec. I'm gonna need that all repeated. Alright. No worries. We'll give them a
Every
second.
little things are gonna be alright.
Alright, no worries. Kips, we're gonna come back to you for a second.
Oh, okay, lovely.
As this point, you can see as you look through your whole portal that you keep opening to grab food. Astris is passed out drunk.
Freya's keeping up probably with somebody.
Freya is drinking with a Goliath who has been chugging barrels. You can see Anton is somewhat holding on at this point, as there's a dwarf drunkenly talking to him that Anton doesn't seem to be paying attention to. As the dwarf is currently face first into a pile of what looks to be silver coins, just falling over and talking. You notice that Rowan kind of looks through the portal and goes, "So, we gonna join them or are we gonna work all night?"
Did you finish casting your spells?
It's gonna take a month.
Yeah, did you finish for now?
I have to do this continuously for a month.
But I guess you don't get to party, boy.
Fine, trade. And then I'll say, go have fun. I'll go ahead and do this.
Yes, and he charges and comes sliding through the little hole. And
He
basically,
gets a cheer from Freya.
what everyone sees is as this little hole opens up over this some of the or one of the pigs and some of the meat, is this tiny drow elf comes shooting out of the hole onto a pile of food and into a thing or a bowl of alcohol and just starts chugging.
Ah,
Freya's gonna
dumbass.
look in through the hole. You have any more pigs from you, Stab?
I'm just gonna be like, dumbass.
And that's what Freya sees as the hole closes.
Sadness.
Kips is
And-
once again alone in his hold or in his little lab with his
Well,
golems.
no, he's not
Can
alone.
my golems cast magic?
Nope.
No, they can't. Okay, lovely.
No, you didn't ask for magic casters. You asked for crafters.
Yeah, I
What are you trying to do with Hjonk, by the way? Are you just preserving the body?
know. For now.
Okay. Fair
That's
enough.
The worry.
All right.
You'll see what happens.
I'm curious now. After a little while, as you are doing this and continuously casting spells, we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Freya, sitting
Yes?
there enjoying your drink. A few of the Goliaths continue to try and outdrink you, and thanks to your undead constitution, the drink affects you, but it's almost impossible for you to get drunk.
Mm.
As Goliath after
Pretty sad about
Goliath
this.
continues to fail at chugging and outbeating you in drinks, there's become like a line, similar to an arm wrestling contest, as one after another lines up with you and tries to outdrink
You know
you.
what? Freya's gonna start charging for turns at this.
Start taking
Try to-
bets.
Yeah, if you can outdrink me, you get all my gold.
You notice the line gets much shorter after a little bit. A few Goliaths continue to try, but one after another they fail, and you notice none of the other species or none of the other captains try at this point. They just continue to enjoy and laugh and joke.
Freya will joke a bit too.
Freya, do give me a
May as
perception
well.
check though.
All right. When I'm asked for one of these, I get worried. That is a 18.
As you're kind of sitting there drinking, and you see this kind of larger elf kind of walk up and try to sit down and drink with you after about 25 glasses, he immediately kind of just drops backwards off the chair and someone else replaces him. But you see off to the side as you're looking kind of down towards the entrance of the cave, kind of setting yourself up so that way you know where the escape is and can always see it. You see
Always have a plan to get out.
what looks to be a red-skinned creature walking around. What you would only describe as some sort of orc with a very large toothy sword.
Me no like you that.
and he's bare naked, minus a small cloth, and carries
Can I roll a
around his neck
history
seems
check?
to be. Sorry.
Can I roll a history check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good. That is a 24.
All
I
right,
got a +6 to
I'm gonna
history.
message you.
Oh gods.
Not quite. Let me find you in my messages. I always miss your name. There it is. Oops. There you
Freya's going to just keep drinking, but keeping an eye on that thing, as
go.
that is not mortal. That is a monster.
It just kind of, as you see it, as soon as it walks past the cave entrance, it disappears just as quickly. You also see, with your perception, a kind of bust, like more built and bulky looking human female walking alongside it, with another very large, tall human male that looks to be pretty what you'd expect to be called like something similar to a mountain sized. Um, and you see both of them also walk past the cave, following in the same direction.
I'm guessing my history check also tells me that I know who they are,
Yep.
and I know who they are right off the top of my head, basically. And at this point, Freya's eyes, which are normally just the draconic slits, take on the cracked appearance of devil eyes.
Yep. You also finally see a rather tall, almost Goliath-like, humanoid in full robes. That's very kind of bony looking, very skinny, like and the flesh looks to have almost melted off, with a very large staff and a glowing red rock on top of it. Walk past finally as well.
Freya will do nothing at this.
Okay.
She's gonna watch that point though still, and is now considering herself entirely trapped, so she will just keep drinking. But she does look she doesn't look angry, but she looks disturbed.
Okay. They disappear, and you don't hear their step. You never even heard their steps as you watched the stones that they walked on. They didn't even leave an imprint.
She'll just keep drinking.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
She's not about to run out there because she hates them with a burning passion.
Let's see if Tikva is back.
I am.
Yes. Cool. All right. So Tikva, as you see, as Ragnum kind of pulls down a book, not really even looking away from his papers, and you see that it says the basic Tiefling history. On it, he flips it to a page and goes, "Yeah, no, the claim of the Tiefling crown ends once the person is buried. Apparently, many of your previous emperors have tried to reclaim during lichdom, but unfortunately, once burial rights are given, said claim is given up. So technically, your sister or your cousin would not have claim."
Mm.
Now, I assume you're
Well,
here to speak of more towards the alliance matters as he puts the book away and goes back to working on his paperwork.
Your son, who I suppose thought was you at the moment, said it was important that I meet with someone familiar to me, as he put it. And she does like air quotes as she does that. I assume perhaps there was something you wish to talk about. I am more than happy to go over alliance matters, but it was him who pointed me in this direction.
Oh, yes, that's right. And he kind of stops, sets his quill down, and kind of rubs his eyes and looks up at you and goes, "How familiar are you with the smallest dragon?"
I've had run-ins with him in the past briefly once during my travels. My cousin Zaya, she's had more, not good ones. In fact, can Zaya? No, not Zaya. God, Tifa wants to. I want to insight him
Mm-hmm.
before she continues. See like what his stance might be on Zilpip, like why he's asking. Like she like pauses a second as though to think and like kind of look him over. 17.
He seems completely neutral currently.
Hmm. he contacted us recently. Thought I was Zaya, I guess, or Cyrus, or
Yes.
people. He's had run.
I think she got disconnected.
Oof.
When the voice goes dead.
F in the chat.
Someone has chopped out in that moment. Someone decided to steal her voice,
Yep.
a
Oh,
la
yeah.
Ariel the Little
Sorry,
Mermaid.
guys. That was me. I didn't mean to do that.
You poor unfortunate soul.
In pain.
You knew what I was gonna sing. I think Tikva hasn't realized that they've been disconnected.
Come
Yeah.
on. Ya goofs.
I'll do that and see if they rejoin. Give my a minute. There you go. Welcome back. You got disconnected.
Ah, where'd I cut off at?
Mentioning the whole thing about the Zilpit meetup.
Yeah. Okay. So like meant us meeting him or
Yeah.
Freya met me. Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I've ran into him, but I was once briefly my cousin had more experience and I guess her party members Malthor and Cyrus. In fact, he contacted us through my husband, I suppose, in a way. You know how magic is. Believed they wanted him dead. He came threatening, calmed down once he realized we were more neutral. But Freya, this dragon born with us, the silver one, the one your son's fond of, I suppose, says she was, I think, tortured by not him, but a twin, a clone, but knew of him, and she speaks not very highly. Me myself, wary of his power. He controls the Tarrasque. Supposedly, he wishes to, I suppose, kill the gods is the simplest way to put it. At least certain ones. I'm not sure I trust him with that power solely, but he seems useful as an ally. But again, he is hard to read.
Well, that's good because he's also got Gaul sworn to him, an allegiance,
I feared
and he
that.
planned to have Gaul kill you when the time came. So that's one of the reasons
I
why he's kind of using you a lot. And he doesn't even look away from his paperwork as you go back to writing it. Your husband and your marriage to him is a sham overall, because the emperor, the previous emperor, the reason why he married you two together was to curry favor to Zilpip, because, well, the previous emperor had visions of the future and knew what was going to happen. He knew
mm,
Gaul would swear allegiance to the platinum dragon.
The smallest dragon, you mean?
No, I said what I meant. And he goes, "That's the problem. Your husband doesn't realize the situation. I would use him as a fountain of information if I was in your situation, because you'll know when
mm,
he is acting funny, rather normal, I guess would be the better quote. He will be, that'll be the key when you know Zilpip's planning to strike. A sleeper cell, if you
yes.
will. Anyways,
Mm,
I recommend that is my advice to you, and that's what I meant to speak to you. That was important. That sword up there, Black Razor, was a gift from my god. As a servant of his, I've managed to avoid such trappings. But that doesn't mean that Zilpip isn't at this point at the same level of deityhood and is just as dangerous. If anything, I would believe that Zilpip may be looking to kill the other gods to replace it with his own life, or his own position, and his own god rankings.
yes,
I would not trust him in the slightest.
no, he claims he wanted to get away from everything. I asked him what he would do with so much power and so much boredom. Uh, men get tempted by simple things, even simple men. I didn't think someone like him was trustworthy. I thought maybe if it came to it, we might have to work together, but I'm beginning to believe that may not be the case. He wanted my cousin dead. I guess he wants me dead. Not too surprising. I had a feeling there was something with him and Gaul some previous signs, but mostly the fact that he could simply almost control Gaul to talk to us. It's alarming, I admit, and I'm worried for my daughter's safety there, but
I wouldn't be.
I
Your daughter's got more magic than any person you'll ever meet.
I worry that Zilpip will use her. Not that she couldn't protect herself, but I think, as you predicted, if our marriage was arranged for the sake of Zilpip, I'm sure what he wanted wasn't me, but my offspring. My family had, of course, power in our bloodline long ago. I'm sure you've heard of it. It was droned on more to Zaya than it was to me as a child. She was the one expected to be really a bigger heir. She was older, after all, but of course, clearly that didn't fall through.
Yes,
But
whatever happened to her son, Dave?
uh, I don't know much. He's in the kingdom. I've taken him on to sort of
Poor
tend
Chuck.
to my daughter,
Chuck, Dave, same
as
thing.
a tentative, I guess, nephew, but I'm not really sure his parent, and Zaya never really told me anything before her death. I suppose I'll have to ask her
Huh.
if I meet up with her, but
Then I'll save that for for you to find out on your own. Some pieces of information are better left as rumors. Well, then that is what I had to tell you. You are welcome to return to the party, eat, drink, be merry. You're safe here. Ain't many that would mess with
thank
you,
you.
given Gaul's reputation. Also, I hope you
Right.
enjoyed my show, as he gives a wry smile. I'm not that afraid of your husband. Gaul isn't hard to take down. He's an amazing fighter, and he's taken on thousands of pit demons in his time. Hell, some would even say he's stronger than Tenem in some attributes. To be honest,
So I hear.
I'm not too worried when he's got a leash on him.
Well, a fearsome dog is only as fierce as his owner allows. Otherwise, his teeth are more for show than for use, unlike the wolf, free although hunted. And she kind of just like smiles wryly in her tail flick. She's like, "But I appreciate your generosity. Truly, I do, and I thank you for the warning. I had feelings, but without confirmation, not much I can act on. Intuition can't always get you by these days. Not with so many mysteries and tricks around every corner."
Truthfully, in all honesty, I'd also watch yourself around the Anton person, but that's more of my own heebie-jeebies, if you will. Never trust a
His
man who you can't read.
his father is the same way. I can't say I was keen on him either, but he never showed disloyalty, and he seemed to keep his word. But he loved my cousin, or she loved him. Perhaps it was both.
Yes,
Zaya's not going to say she was the smartest, but she was good at reading people, or at least anticipating threats more than I was when I was younger. I was a lot more trusting. If she trusted him with secrets, she wouldn't trust me with. I assume there's something to trust in him as well.
Hmm. Well, have fun at the party, either way. And he goes back to fully writing and accepting all his paperwork.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Well, until we meet again, Ragnum. Again, thank you and congrats on your new position.
He holds up a bunch of the stack of papers and goes, "Oh yes, I'm so blessed."
Oh, don't you know, power is there's nothing
Paperwork.
wrong with power. Stigma, she like genuinely laughs, like she heavily relates to that, uh, and kind of shakes her head lightly in amusement, before like collecting herself and leaving the room.
Should you find yourself bored, always feel free to join in a history lesson as he watches you walk out the door without even moving from his desk and goes back to writing as you close it.
Will do.
And,
She calls back.
and as the party carries on, the DM will close the session. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've
Woo!
enjoyed. We will see you on the next session next Sunday. Hopefully, Asterisk gets some sleep. Hopefully, the party wakes up from their drunken stupor. And hopefully, Kips doesn't end the world with the Hjonkening. Thank you all.
Oh, you don't
Shall
even know it.
happen.